Rumor has it that the campus beauty of Zhang University is a serious man-hater. Any spot on her body touched by a guy, she'll scrub raw with coarse salt. She'll even burn a multi-million-dollar sports car without a second thought if a man so much as brushes against it. She even maintains a strict 3.8-meter distance from her own father at all times. Any guy lucky enough to share a desk with her gets cursed out and chased away in less than 2.5 seconds. But on your first day as a transfer student, the homeroom teacher assigned you to be her desk mate. Just then, a girl in the front row stood up. "Teacher, that's Sister Yan's seat." The homeroom teacher, I Chu, frowned. "Lu Rian isn't here yet. When she gets here, she can just sit next to you." You glanced at the seat, walked straight over, dropped your backpack, and took out a book. Planning to read for a bit. Suddenly, the back door of the classroom was kicked open with a bang. Right after, 2 girls walked in. Walking in front was Lu Rian. She was tall, her face as cold as ice. Wearing a completely unapproachable expression, the girl in the front row quickly stood up. Pointing a finger at you. "Sister Yan, your seat." Lu Rian glanced at you sitting by her desk. Your side profile was soft, and the stray hair by your ear looked really nice. She narrowed her eyes, then walked right over. She slammed her backpack down, sat right next to you, and snapped, "Get lost." That single word from Lu Rian drew the eyes of the entire class straight to you. As expected of Lu Rian, nobody ever dared to sit with her. And she couldn't be bothered to sit with anyone else, either. You met those dark, fox-like eyes, frowned, and spoke up with a hint of annoyance. "Are you talking to me?" Lu Rian looked impatient. Too lazy to waste her breath, she just wanted to start cursing. But right then, I Chu sharply cut in. "Lu Rian, just sit there for now. After the placement exams, we'll rearrange the seats." I Chu knew Lu Rian's temper perfectly. They basically had to treat this little princess like royalty. Even causing all this trouble, she still got perfect scores in science and math. Hearing this, Lu Rian finally took a good look at your face, only to quickly dart her eyes away. She didn't say another word. Under the stunned gaze of the entire class, Lu Rian actually didn't chase you away. She was really sitting right next to you. Everyone's jaws practically hit the floor, but nobody dared to show it. The moment she sat down, you turned your head. A really nice perfume scent drifted into your nose. For the entire math class, Lu Rian slept like the dead. What was even crazier was, the teacher didn't care at all. You cast a few suspicious glances at her. Nobody at Zhang University dared to sleep so openly, let alone in the elite science class. "Student Mew, could I borrow your math notes for a bit?" The teacher went too fast, I couldn't get it all down. The girl in the front, Du Qian, looked at you shyly. You curled your lips into a smile, thinking to yourself, "Just call me Mew Jie. It's not like I bite." Saying that, you glanced at Du Qian's worksheet. "Here, let me just explain it to you. I didn't take any notes." "You don't even take notes in math class?" Du Qian looked absolutely shocked. After all, studying math in the elite science class meant every single person had a mistake-tracking notebook. The problems the teacher went through were so hard and so fast. If you don't take notes, you'll never keep up after class. You glanced down at the test paper. It's way easier than the competition problems you used to grind in Shanghai. You aren't really used to taking notes anyway. You only write things down when you run into new types of problems. Today's stuff is just a piece of cake. Du Qian catches on immediately. This new transfer student is an absolute genius. She quickly points to a really tough question. You take one look at it and pick up your pen, explaining the steps as you write on your scratchpad. Your voice isn't loud, but it's really pleasant to listen to. Your logic is ridiculously clear. "Wow, you're amazing. I totally get it now. Thank you so much." Du Qian looks at you with total admiration. But just as she finishes speaking, Lu Rian's shoulders shift next to you, and then she slowly lifts her head. Her cold glare sweeps over the two of you. Du Qian's face instantly turns deathly pale. "I'm so sorry, did we wake you up?" She whips around immediately, but keeps her ears pricked up, listening closely. She's terrified that Lu Rian might explode at any second. After all, the last time someone was too loud and woke her up. She yelled at a guy until he cried right there on the spot. He was so traumatized he didn't dare show up to school for a week. You calmly put down your pen, planning to get up and check the class schedule. You figure you'll grab a cup of water while you're at it. Right then, Lu Rian's lazy voice, heavy with morning grumpiness, rings out. "Either shut the hell up, or get lost." You look up, shooting a disdainful glare right back at Lu Rian. In all your life, this is genuinely the first time you've met someone so incredibly arrogant. But you really can't be bothered to argue with her, so you just reply smoothly, "I'll keep it down next time." This completely unexpected apology actually leaves Lu Rian stunned. She watches you walk away, shifts into a more comfortable position, and goes back to sleep. You just finish filling your cup when you turn around and bump right into your cousin, Wu Mingming. Well, what a coincidence. You look Wu Mengmeng up and down. You're getting water too? Wu Mengmeng nods eagerly. You glance at her completely empty hands. What, are you gonna catch it with your mouth? Caught red-handed, Wu Mengmeng scratches her head awkwardly. She drags you into a corner while everyone watches. So, how's your first day going? You drop your voice. How do you think? Except for my total weirdo of a desk mate, everything else is fine. She looks pretty fierce, and she literally never pays attention in class. I honestly have no idea how she even made it into class 1. A certain someone flashes through Wu Mengmeng's mind. Wait, is your desk mate pretty tall? And super pretty? Like, she sleeps through every single class, and the entire school is terrified of her? You think about it for a second, then nod. The sleeping part is true. As for people being terrified of her, how should I know? Anyway, class is about to start. I gotta go. With that, you turn and leave. Wu Mengmeng heads back to the class 2 room as well. Passing right by class 1, she makes a point to peek inside. And instantly confirms it. You really are sharing a desk with Lu Rian. She almost curses out loud. She definitely has to warn Moog later. To stay the hell away from that demon, Lu Rian. You slide back into your seat just as the bell rings, setting your water bottle down on the desk. Seeing that Lu Rian is still fast asleep, you just ignore her, flipping open your textbook to get ready for second period. Our English teacher, Lu Fenfang, was in her early 40s and she was famously strict. Naturally, she had zero tolerance for students like Lu Rian. She fired off a question and called her right out. But Lu Rian was dead asleep on her desk while you were looking down, taking notes. You looked up, only to find the classroom dead silent. Every single pair of eyes was glued to your desk. Mrs. Lu shifted her glaring gaze to you. You're the new transfer student, aren't you? Wake your desk mate up to answer the question. The whole class held their breath, staring at you in suspense. Lu Rian's morning rage was legendary across the whole school. Whoever dared to wake her up was basically asking for a death wish. Everyone's faces were a mix of worry, tension, and pure readiness for drama. In the front row, Mei Liangxin was watching with her heart in her throat, and she nudged her desk mate, Xiao Ke. Old Xiao, do you think the new kid actually has the guts to wake up Sister Yan? If Sister Yan gets woken up, she's gonna explode. This guy is totally screwed. Everyone knows how crazy her temper is. But Xiao Ke didn't say a word. The pen he was spinning just stopped midair. Instead, everyone watched as you simply reached out. You gave Lu Rian's arm a firm but casual pat, your voice completely flat and emotionless. The teacher's calling you. Lu Rian was abruptly jerked from her sleep. She slowly lifted her head, her messy bangs falling all over her face. Her eyes were completely bloodshot as she glared right at you, looking incredibly pissed off. Did you just wake me up? In response, you just calmly pointed toward the front of the room. The teacher wants you to answer a question. Lu Rian rubbed her sleepy eyes and looked up. Only then did she realize the whole class was staring right at her. She swept a vicious glare across the front row. Everyone instantly looked down, terrified. Only then did she finally stand up. Seeing this, Mrs. Lu immediately launched into her typical nagging mode. Lu Rian, you might be able to score perfect marks in all your science classes. And if those teachers want to let you slack off, there's nothing I can do. But take a look at your English scores. You get a 70 every single time. Do you know how badly that drags down your overall average? It's such a waste. If you just brought your English grades up, you'd be absolutely unstoppable. Perfect science scores. Those words instantly caught your attention. You couldn't help but take another look at her. But Lu Rian had completely tuned out everything the teacher was saying. She just raised an eyebrow in annoyance. Whatever, just ask the question. It wasn't the first time Mrs. Lu had hit a brick wall with her. She just pointed straight at an English word on the blackboard. Explain the usage of this word. Lu Rian barely even glanced at it. She answered carelessly, if it's not there, use whether. If it is, use that. And with that, she just dropped right back into her seat, not caring at all. Mrs. Lu really had a love-hate relationship with Lu Rian. Even if her humanities scores were utter garbage, her perfect science scores were enough to completely blow the rest of the class away, and drag her rank right back up to the top. If she could actually get her humanities grades up, she'd be completely god tier. After being woken up, Lu Rian wasn't sleepy anymore. She pulled out her phone and started playing a game right in the middle of class. You glanced over at her. You'd never met anyone quite like her. How was a person like this even allowed in the honors class? Just then, Lu Rian lifted her eyes, catching your curious stare. Wanna play? You quickly shook your head and immediately looked away. Sunlight flooded the school field. The principal was up on the podium, droning on with his usual boring speech. He reminded everyone about the placement exams and the sports festival at the end of September. At the back of the line for sophomore class 1, 3 girls stood out like a sore thumb. One was looking down, messing with a Rubik's Cube, while another was slouching around without a care in the world. And the third was deep in some intense gossip. Suddenly, Mei Liangxin spotted Zhu Yi from class 6. Ji sneaked into class 1's line. She gave Zhu Yiji a little bump. What are you doing here instead of staying in class 6? Zhu Yiji suddenly caught sight of an unfamiliar back. Who's that guy? I've never seen him before. Wow, I can't believe class 1 got another hottie besides Zhuang Bai. Which class did he transfer from? Zhu Yiji pointed at you as she spoke. Mei Liangxin took a glance and replied nonchalantly, oh, him? He's the new transfer in our class. He's sitting right next to Boss Yan now. Holy crap, no way. Doesn't Boss Yan refuse to let anyone sit next to her? Zhu Yiji's jaw nearly dropped to the floor. Who knows, maybe she's actually into him. Mei Liangxin lowered her voice, but Zhu Yiji still looked completely unconvinced. How is that even possible? Zhuang Bai from your class and Jia Sai from class 2 are both gorgeous, athletic, and top of the class, yet Boss Yan doesn't even give them the time of day. And you're telling me she likes this guy? Zhuang Bai and Jia Sai were universally recognized as the top 2 most handsome guys in the grade. With one of them in the science track, the 2 of them had been fighting over Lu Rian. With plenty of open rivalry and secret feuds, Mei Liangxin patted Zhu Yiji on the shoulder. Oh, just let it go. He'll probably only be her desk mate for a little while. I was seriously sweating for that guy today, remembering the seating arrangement this morning and how he was woken up just now. It was absolutely terrifying. Zhu Yiji, get back to your own class. If you can't test into class 1, stop wandering around here. Do you want to write another reflection letter? The dean of students had come down for an inspection, and caught Zhu Yiji, the usual suspect, right in the act. Zhu Yiji immediately flashed a begging smile. Sir, I just came to class 1 to soak up some of their genius vibes. I'm leaving right now. Lu Rian narrowed her eyes, staring thoughtfully at your back. Once the principal finally finished speaking, Du Qijung pulled you along. The 2 of you chatted as you walked back to the classroom, only for you to find a guy sitting in your seat. As you and Du Qian got closer, Du Qian recognized him as Jia Sai, the heartthrob from the next class over. The moment Jia Sai saw you two, his face immediately darkened. What, never seen me looking for Lu Rian before? You instantly felt a wave of intense hostility. Jia Sai was currently eyeing you up and down with a highly critical glare. He stood up and sneered at you. Don't think just because you're sitting next to Lu Rian, you can be her boyfriend. She'll be mine sooner or later. You're completely out of your league. A flash of annoyance crossed your eyes. Absolute psycho. I don't even have any interest in her. The girls watching the drama unfold from the sidelines were totally stunned. They hadn't expected someone who looked as sweet as you to actually swear. And looking at Jia Sai's face turning pale, then green. It was just too hilarious. He had always acted so high and mighty. And aside from Lu Rian, no one ever dared to give him an attitude. Yet here he was, hitting a brick wall. Since Lu Rian was right there, he couldn't exactly throw a tantrum. So he could only grit his teeth and spit out a threat. You just wait. You completely ignored him, picking up your pen to continue working on your workbook. Damn, that was badass. Zhu Yiji hadn't believed Mei Liangxin earlier, but now she had seen it with her own 2 eyes. Mei Liangxin was also dumbfounded. Boss Yan's new deskmate really is hiding some serious claws, huh? Lu Rian kept her head down, playing a game on her phone, but she heard every single thing that just happened loud and clear. A dark glint flashed in your eyes. At noon, when classes ended, Wu Mengmeng showed up at the door of sophomore class 1. Little Jay, you frowned, grumbling inwardly. How many times do I have to tell you? Stop calling me by my nickname. The 3 girls in the classroom all stared right over. You marched to the door and yanked Wu Mengmeng to the side. Are you asking for a beating? How many times have I told you? Wu Mengmeng quickly linked her arm through yours. Oh, come on, I'm just so used to it. I can't just change it overnight. Next time, I promise I won't say it next time. I'll just call you Mu Jay. Hearing this, you shot her a fierce glare. You want to try being stuck in a hospital bed for 1 month? Wu Mengmeng instantly shut her mouth. After all, you might look like a polite, gentle guy on the outside, but you're actually a black belt in both Taekwondo and Judo. The last time some clueless school bully tried to mess with you, he got beaten straight into the hospital and was laid up for over 1 month. After freezing for a second, Wu Mengmeng pulled a lunchbox out of her bag and handed it to you. Here, my dad was worried you wouldn't be used to the school cafeteria food. So he specifically had our maid cook this for you. You reached out and took the lunchbox. But still said politely, you really didn't have to go through all this trouble. I'll let Uncle know when I get back. Just eat it. I'm meeting some people to play ball, so I won't come looking for you this afternoon. But I'll wait for you at the school gates, alright? Mu Jay. Wu Mengmeng was finally being serious for once. You couldn't help but smile. Glad you know what's good for you. I'm heading out. Do whatever. But when you walked back into the classroom, you noticed a girl you didn't recognize. The 4 of them were huddled together eating takeout. You carried your lunchbox inside. The second you popped open the thermos, a mouthwatering aroma immediately filled the air. Sure enough, all 3 dishes were your absolute favorites. There was even a box of perfectly sliced fruit at the bottom. Your mood instantly brightened. Hey, Mew, where did you get that lunchbox? Mei Liangxin was practically drooling over the smell. You took a bite of food. My family sent it. Mei Liangxin had clearly seen Wu Mengmeng give it to you, so she asked curiously. Wait, didn't Wu Mengmeng from class 2 just give that to you? Hearing this, you shot her an ice-cold glare. I absolutely hate being bothered when I'm eating. Is it any of your business? Mei Liangxin snapped her mouth shut instantly. Why is this new guy's temper exactly like his deskmate's? He was such an innocent, sweet guy this morning. How did he get so moody in just half a day? Next to her, Zhu Yiji was cracking up, laughing her head off. Ha 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 ha, Mei Liangxin, just let the handsome guy eat in peace. Just then, however, the principal and the dean happened to walk by on their patrol. Do none of you take the school rules seriously? Eating takeout in the classroom is strictly forbidden. But you and Lu Rian didn't even flinch. The other girls, however, scrambled to hide their food. No, this is just food from home. The principal's head throbbed as he looked at these habitual troublemakers. The takeout receipt is literally right here. All of you, write me a reflection letter immediately. Oh, come on, principal. The semester just started. It's way too early for reflection letters. Zhu Yiji pleaded with a cheeky grin. The principal scanned the room. I recognize every single one of you. I want those letters on my desk before the back-to-school exams. Saying that, he suddenly pointed straight at your unfamiliar face. And you, that boy over there. What's your name? You put down your chopsticks. And calmly stand up. Mu Zhe. The principal pushes up his glasses, finally getting a clear look. This is the kid Wu Mengmeng's parents specifically asked him to look out for. He must have some serious backing. Plus, you've got such a likable face. Your placement test scores were outstanding, and you're only 16. The principal's face instantly breaks into a huge smile. You must be the new transfer student, right? Just be careful next time, okay? It is against school rules, after all. But you just reply calmly, my family was worried I wouldn't get used to the food here. It won't happen again tomorrow. Do I need to write an apology letter? The principal waves his hands amiably. No need for that. You're from Shanghai, right? It's perfectly normal not to be used to things right after arriving in Zhangcheng. You'll get the hang of it soon. Go ahead, eat up. As for the rest of you, write those apology letters. As soon as the principal leaves. Zhu Yiji grumbles indignantly, the principal is playing favorites way too much. Smiling like an idiot just because he saw a cute guy, Xiao Kei looks over at you too. Mu Zhe, what kind of magic do you have that makes the principal smile like a blooming flower? Zhu Yiji chimes in indignantly, exactly. That guy with the beer belly smiled so hard his eyes practically disappeared. You give a soft smile, revealing your white teeth, and think to yourself, maybe it's just my natural charm. Don't fall too hard for me now. Suddenly, Mei Liangxin rubs his eyes vigorously. Do you have a split personality or something? You were so mean to me just a second ago, and now you're acting like a completely different person. You flip switches way too fast. You just head back to your seat, looking at the huge portion of food in your lunchbox. Then you turn around and ask Mei Liangxin, I haven't touched this plate of meat at all. It's a bit too much for me. Do you want it? Consider it an apology for my attitude earlier. Mei Liangxin's face instantly lights up with surprise. Are you seriously giving this to me? You nod. Yeah, you guys can just share it among yourselves. As you speak, you reach out and close your other lunchboxes. Lu Rian glances over. You're only eating that much? Is your appetite always this small? You shake your head, then pull a carton of milk out of your bag. I've got to save some room for my milk. Xiao Kei can't help but stare at you. Not many people drink milk nowadays. You're really something else, Mu Zhe. Plus, anyone who can get Lu Rian to willingly strike up a conversation is definitely not simple. You chew on your straw nonchalantly. What's so different about it? Drinking milk makes you grow taller, duh. Ha 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 ha. Mei Liangxin practically spits out his food laughing, sizing you up with amusement. Mu Zhe, was your biology class taught by a PE teacher or something? Can guys even grow anymore at this age? Man, I gave up on my height a long time ago. You let out a soft "oh" and then slowly reply. That's just because you guys are way too old. Zhu Yiji gets instantly offended hearing this. Hey, you can't say that. I'm the youngest in our entire grade. Zhu Yiji is 18 this year, but since she was born late in the year. She was supposed to be a freshman, but she started school early. A playful smirk crosses your handsome face. Well, I guess that makes me the youngest now. I am only 16. The moment those words came out, the whole room absolutely exploded. Even Lu Rian took a few extra glances at you. Mei Liangxin even jumped right up from her seat in shock. Shouldn't a 16-year-old be in 9th grade? Actually, you're only supposed to move up to 8th grade next semester. You just skipped a few grades. You are already completely used to this sort of thing. Compared to your two older sisters, this is honestly just child's play. Zhu Yiji immediately leaned in, her face full of gossip. That's insane. To be this tall at 16, and your grades can actually keep up with these 18 and 19-year-olds. Everyone present instantly looked at you in a whole new light. I heard the principal mention earlier that you are from Ningcheng. Why did you suddenly come all the way to Beicheng? Xiao Kei also stared at you, her eyes brimming with curiosity. You casually brushed them off, saying it was due to some special circumstances. Feeling like you had said enough, you didn't elaborate further, thinking to yourself that they shouldn't go prying into your personal privacy. The moment you finished speaking, you got up and headed toward the restroom. Holy crap, that is so badass. Zhu Yiji was clearly blown away by your age. Lu Rian, however, just glanced coldly toward the door and then got up to leave. The rest of them finally snapped back to reality, tossing away their takeout food one by one, and ran down to the little garden downstairs to smoke. You strolled slowly out of the restroom. Leaning against the corridor, you happened to spot a dozen or so girls gathered together in the garden below. The most eye-catching one was Lu Rian, who was touching up her makeup. Beside her, Mei Liangxin seemed to be arguing fiercely with the girl opposite her. They even started pushing and shoving each other. Your narrowed eyes quickly returned to a calm, indifferent gaze. You decisively turned around and went back to the classroom, figuring it was best to just stay out of their drama. After all, you coming here is, to put it nicely, for studying. To put it bluntly, you are purely here to experience life. You just want to make yourself a bit more independent, that's all. Once the college entrance exams are over, your family will inevitably arrange for you to go abroad, or to a much better top-tier university. As soon as the bell rang for the end of the second afternoon class, Wu Mingming couldn't wait to grab her bag and wave frantically at you from the back door. You gave a slight, knowing nod, getting ready to slip away, cheering inwardly that you could finally go out and have some fun. Mei Liangxin stood up and gave a huge lazy stretch. Xiao Kei and Lu Rian were also taking their time packing their school bags. You, on the other hand, leisurely put your pen back into your pencil case, deliberately waiting for Lu Rian and her crew to leave the room. Only then did you sling your backpack over one shoulder and follow them out. Wu Mingming was already waiting by the door. The two of you quickly hopped into the private car waiting at the entrance. This exact moment was spotted by Lu Rian and her crew as they were pushing their bikes out. Wow, this guy Mu Zhe really does have a close relationship with Wu Mingming, huh? He's actually not even living in the dorms. Mei Liangxin was so shocked her eyes almost popped out. Xiao Kei chuckled softly beside her. He is the very first guy in our class to be a day student, you know. Lu Rian stared deeply at the fading shadow of the car. Expressionless, she called out to the others. Let's go. We're pulling an all-nighter at the usual spot tonight. The second Wu Mingming slid into the car, she couldn't wait to stare at you with wide eyes. Oh my god, you actually ended up as Lu Rian's deskmate. You took your time pulling out your phone, popping a Bluetooth earbud into your left ear. Looking genuinely confused, you asked back, what's wrong? Is there a problem with that? Wu Mingming casually tossed her backpack aside, and snatched the earbud right out of your ear, looking dead serious. Stop listening to your music for a sec. I seriously need to have a talk with you today, about just how dangerous someone like Lu Rian is. With your earbud forcibly snatched away by Wu Mingming, a hint of annoyance welled up inside you. Frowning, you muttered, what is there to gossip about Lu Rian? I don't even know her at all. It's just pure bad luck that we ended up as deskmates. Anyway, we're definitely switching seats after the placement exams. She didn't do anything to you today, did she? You furrow your brow slightly and slowly roll down the car window. With a cold scoff, you reply, what exactly could she do to me? Wu Mingming gulps nervously. Lu Rian is the most notorious school bully at BY. Absolutely no one dares to mess with her. She was actually supposed to be a senior this year, but she got held back a grade because she started a massive gang fight with kids from another school and made a huge mess. A bunch of the senior year troublemakers are still taking orders from her. Wu Mingming gets more and more worked up as she speaks. Plus, she absolutely hates having a deskmate. Even if they assign her one, that person never lasts more than 3 days. I heard her family's background is crazy powerful. Like, they might even have ties to the underworld. Even though they're officially just in business. But because her science grades are insanely good, and her family backing is so strong, even the teachers can't do a damn thing about her. Wu Mingming pleads earnestly, you seriously need to be careful and keep your guard up around her from now on. When she loses her temper, she doesn't care if you're a guy or a girl, she'll cuss you out and throw hands just the same. Hearing this, your frown deepens. You think to yourself, well, she already cussed me out earlier today. Asterisk, but honestly, her attitude later on wasn't too bad. You ask skeptically, is she really as crazy as you're making her out to be? I watched her sleep on her desk the entire day today. She didn't pull any stunts at all. Well, aside from complaining about having a desk mate and telling me to get lost this morning. But the teacher shut that down real quick. Wu Mingming looks at you, her cousin, shaking her head like an old sage, and sighs, man, you really can't judge a book by its cover. Just look at you. On the outside, you look like this sweet, obedient good boy. But who would have thought you'd be out partying at KTVs and nightclubs every single day? In public, you're the flawless, straight a golden boy. But behind closed doors, you're an arrogant, untouchable bad boy. You roll your eyes hard, completely annoyed. You snap back, why the hell are you dragging me into this all of a sudden? Wu Mingming frantically waves her hands. Okay, fine. I'll drop it. Anyway, just keep your guard up around Lu Rian, and you'll be fine. Though, her behavior today really was pretty out of character. But man, her grades are seriously insane. Her subjects are so heavily unbalanced, yet she still comfortably sits in the top 10 of our grade. It honestly makes me want to cry from jealousy. Top 10 of the grade. Your mind instantly flashes back to the 70 points the English teacher read out loud today. The corner of your lips curls into a slight smirk as you mutter to yourself, well, since I'm here now. Someone is definitely about to get ruthlessly kicked out of that top 10. Wu Mingming knows full well just how monstrously smart you are. After all, you're the golden child the Mu family poured an absolute fortune into raising since you were little. She beams with pride, eagerly sucking up to you. Well, duh, our Xiao Zhe is on a completely different level from those normal kids. You look down, bored out of your mind, casually scrolling through your phone. You sigh internally. I thought it was boring back home in Ningcheng, but how is it still this incredibly dull even after I ran away out here? You ask casually, so, when exactly are uncle and aunt coming back anyway? Wu Mingming shrugs helplessly. Who knows what their plans are? They'll probably be out messing around for at least another week. You stare blankly out the window at the city flashing by. Your mind drifts off a bit, and you casually drop another question without thinking. Is Yan Huigong free to hang out tonight? Wu Mingming instantly goes on high alert. In a split second, Wu Mingming stares at you in absolute horror. Don't tell me you're planning to drag Yan Huigong out to party at his family's bar again? Even though Wu Mingming knows all too well about her cousin's wild partying habits. The fact that you came here a month early for summer break and spent a third of that time practically living at the club is just insane. If your two terrifying older sisters ever found out about this, her life would absolutely be forfeit. You wave your hand off, completely unbothered. You just worry about your own damn grades, alright? You promised you'd come back home tonight in one piece, totally ignoring Wu Mingming's endless nagging. She knew damn well she couldn't stop you, so she just let out a helpless sigh and let you go. You better watch your back out there tonight. If anything happens to you, my neck is on the line with your family. You just casually glanced at the time on your phone, and let out a cold smirk. Do I look like the kind of weakling who'd get pushed around out there? Alright, that shut Wu Mingming right up. She thought to herself, it's a miracle if you don't beat someone halfway to she could only pray that no blind fool would dare cross you tonight. Otherwise, she'd be the one getting dragged out in the middle of the night to clean up your damn mess again. The second you got back to the Wu residence, you marched straight into your private bedroom, tossed your backpack on the bed, and finalized the meetup time with Yan Huigong. Then, you sat down at your vanity and started doing your makeup like a pro. You dug out that edgy, brownish-black wig and carefully slipped it on, expertly clipping in a few extra bangs. Staring at the mirror, you grumbled about how your mom had dragged you to the salon to dye your hair black. She insisted that dark hair made you look like a good, obedient kid. Otherwise, you'd look like some punk off the streets. When you pulled up to the neon-lit club entrance, that guy Yan Huigong was already waiting for you. You two walked in like you owned the place and grabbed the best seats right at the bar. He ordered 2 signature fruity cocktails from the bartender, and slid one right over to you. He gave you a confused look, sizing you up. Didn't your school just start back up? How the hell are you sneaking out to party this late? You picked up your glass and took a tiny sip. The alcohol didn't feel too strong, and it tasted pretty decent. You rolled your eyes and muttered back, because I'm bored out of my mind. Why else would I be out here? You scoffed, completely trashing the classes at your new school. Compared to what you were studying back in Ningcheng, this stuff was literal child's play. Those so-called advanced math problems they bragged about? They were way easier than the random pop quizzes your sister used to toss at you. Seriously, it's a joke. Yan Huigong shot you a dirty look. Clearly done with your flexing. Then why the hell did you, your highness, travel all the way to this dump just to suffer? Why not just follow your sister to Ningcheng and coast through that top-tier prep school? You rolled your eyes so hard they almost got stuck. You think I actually want to be in this hellhole wasting my youth away? If I went to that elite school in Ningcheng, I'd have to play the perfect golden boy every single day. At least here, my parents are miles away. They can't micromanage my life. Plus, I can sneak out and actually have fun at night. If I stayed in Ningcheng, I wouldn't even see the outside of my house. Unless it was a damn national holiday. You let out a bitter, self-deprecating scoff. After all, you were the princeling of a crazy rich family. Ever since you were a kid, you'd been suffocated by all their uptight rules and endless red tape. Just to get them off your back, you had to bury your wild, rebellious nature deep down inside. Yan Huigong clicked his tongue, shaking his head in disbelief. Man, who the hell would believe this? Who'd have thought that the badass guy downing drinks right now is actually the precious golden child of a former A-list actor in the multi-billion-dollar Mew corporate empire? Yan Huigong had seen exactly how you looked. In your preppy, good boy school uniform. Seeing that contrast with the edgy, makeup-wearing guy rocking a wig right in front of him was wild. Honestly, even if your own dad was standing right in front of you tonight, he probably wouldn't recognize you. The club was deafening, the neon lights blinding the crowd. Guys and girls were tearing up the dance floor and throwing back drinks, with all kinds of shady characters getting lost in the blasting music. Shuttling back and forth through the pulsing music. You sit there, completely bored, half listening to the deafening heavy metal rock blasting from the center stage, totally zoning out. Suddenly, you turn your head and ask Yan Huigong, "Hey, those idiots who were looking for trouble at the door last time, they haven't dared to come back and stir up shit lately, have they?" The moment you mention that gang of reckless punks, Yan Huigong can't help but let out a snicker. Looking incredibly satisfied, he says, with a total badass like you stepping in to teach them a lesson. "Those little bastards got permanently blacklisted from my dad's bar a long time ago." The exact moment he finishes speaking, right near you, there's the sudden sound of a few incredibly familiar voices, totally kissing ass and shouting, "Sister Yan. Let's stick to the usual rules tonight, yeah? Whoever gets totally wasted and passes out first has to pay up and cover the whole internet cafe for our all-nighter later." Hearing that commotion, your first instinct is to duck your head and hide. But then it hits you. With your wild outfit tonight, even if they had balls of steel, there's no way they'd recognize the real you. So, you gather your courage and sneak a quick peek at their booth. Your heart drops. Yep, it's definitely Lu Rian and Mei Liangxin with that whole gang of classmates. And surprisingly, they've got a few complete strangers tagging along with them. Yan Huigong notices you acting weird, follows your gaze, and leans in with a totally suspicious look on his face. "What's the deal? Don't tell me a rich boy like you actually knows those shady characters in that booth? You've been staring a hole right through them." You pull your gaze away, give a slight nod, and with a bizarre expression, mutter a single phrase. "My classmates." Hearing this, Yan Huigong immediately slams down his fruit cocktail glass. Looking absolutely mind-blown. "Holy shit, your classmates? Which one of those guys is your classmate?" You tilt your chin up, subtly pointing in their direction. That girl sitting right in the middle, running the show, and the tall guy on her left. Plus that guy way on the edge, the one looking totally bored staring down at his Rubik's Cube. All of them. You pretend to be totally nonchalant, casually swirling the glass of liquor in your hand. Yan Huigang's eyes instantly go wide. He drops his voice and gasps, "No freaking way. Isn't that girl in charge the notorious school bully, Lu Rian? Her and that whole crew are regulars around this bar district. I mean, they might look pretty young, but they fight dirty as hell. Literally no one dares to mess with them." Seeing Yan Huigong so hyped up he almost jumps straight out of his bar stool, you mentally roll your eyes and groan inwardly. Your ears are practically bleeding from hearing her name so much today. Is this Lu Rian really as invincible as the rumors say? Why does literally everyone act like they're absolutely terrified of crossing her? You casually drop the bombshell, "She's my deskmate now." The second those explosive words leave your mouth, Yan Huigong completely loses control. And his voice shoots up 8 whole octaves. That annoying screech of his instantly draws a massive wave of curious stares from the crowd. And tragically, that includes Lu Rian's crew. They all turn their heads and start staring right at you. The booth honestly isn't that far from your spot at the bar. You break into a cold sweat and, with lightning speed, yank him forcefully back down into his seat. You grit your teeth and fiercely whisper at him to shut the hell up. Finally realizing he screwed up, Yan Huigong quickly tries to play it cool, picking up his glass to take a sip, desperately acting like absolutely nothing happened. Thank God the bar lighting is so dim. Looking through the crowd, all they could see was your blurry silhouette. And your long right leg resting arrogantly on the crossbar of the bar stool. Wait, was I just hearing things? Mei Liangxin scratches his head, looking completely confused. Brother Xiao, isn't it Wu Mengmeng? Didn't someone just shout something about Sister Yan's deskmate? Xiao Ke glances around the room, but doesn't spot a single familiar face. But you clearly heard that voice. Maybe it really was just your imagination. Zhu Yiji looked around and pointed right at you. It's those two guys again. They hang out here all the time. Everyone turned to look, and the more they stared, the more familiar you seemed. Xiao Ke suddenly blurted out, that back, those legs. He looks exactly like Sister Yan's deskmate. Hearing Sister Yan's deskmate, the crowd stared a bit longer. Zhu Yiji also thought the resemblance was uncanny. It suddenly clicked for her. No wonder he looked so familiar. We just saw Sister Yan's deskmate today. Turns out those two actually look a lot alike. But Sister Yan's deskmate is a textbook good boy. Just look at this guy's hair. Plus, he's always hanging around here. Last time he was throwing punches. We were all there. No matter how you look at it, that build definitely isn't her deskmate's. Mei Liangxin happened to catch a glimpse of the 4 or 5 piercings on your ear. Just looking at them hurt. He's obviously a street punk. How could you even compare him to Sister Yan's good little boy? Lu Rian didn't say a word. She just kept her eyes fixed on you. The lights hit the bridge of her nose perfectly, and a captivating smile played on her red lips. A good while passed. Only after those girls disappeared into their private room did you secretly let out a sigh of relief. Man, I can't let them ruin my good boy image. Aren't you totally shocked and thrilled right now? Yan Huigong still hadn't completely processed it. Lu Rian is a total VIP here. Her family is loaded, and her grades are top tier. Guys who are chasing her constantly come here to intercept her. And she actually ended up being your deskmate. It's no big deal, you replied. We probably won't be sitting together once the seats change. You really didn't take it to heart. North Foreign Language School had exams right after the semester started, and seats would be rearranged based on the results. Yan Huigong nudged your arm. I have a feeling that you two will still be deskmates. Who knows, maybe you'll even win her over. I've never seen a guy make her heart skip a beat before. Checking the time, you downed the last sip of your fruit cider. Give me a break. She and I are from totally different worlds. Sure, I might stay out late sometimes. But my family is strictly academic, and hers has deep underworld ties. We don't cross paths at all. Even though I'm a bit of a rebel, there were still some lines you just wouldn't cross. Getting involved with Lu Rian was asking for trouble. I'm taking off. Still got classes tomorrow. Glancing at your phone, you stood up and headed for the exit. Yan Huigong knew your personality well, so he didn't bother walking you to the door. He let you leave on your own. You texted him when you got back to the Wu family residence. Without disturbing Wu Mengmeng, you washed your hair, took a shower, and wiped off your makeup. Lying in bed and scrolling through your phone, YYMO sent a message. How was today? Are you adjusting okay? You replied, it's fine. The textbooks are way easier than the ones back in Ning City. YYMO expressed total confusion over why you insisted on coming to North City. I really don't get you. You replied, just let me live it up for these 2 years. After that, I'll do whatever the family arranges. YYMO replied. Good night. You locked your phone and tossed it aside. It feels like your destiny was set from the moment you were born. Your parents were open-minded and just let you have fun. But in the end, you still had to learn how to wear a mask. You mutter under your breath. Lu Rian, what kind of person is she, really? Lost in thought, you slowly drift off to sleep. You had a good dream. The next day, you walk into the classroom right as the bell rings. The people in the back row and the person next to you haven't shown up. They're probably catching up on sleep from last night. In the front row, Du Zitang turns around excitedly. Mu Zhe, the guys in the dorm were talking about it yesterday. Were they saying how handsome you are? Or were they talking about you being Lu Rian's deskmate? You pull out your textbook and pencil case. People say all sorts of things, good and bad. I'm used to it by now. Growing up, I've had to deal with this kind of stuff all the time. With your looks and background, you're destined to be the center of attention. Du Zitang grins playfully. They're just jealous of you. You look at the innocent, naive boy in front of you. You shake your head with a wry smile. The teacher is going to randomly call on people to recite later. Better get ready for the afternoon placement exams. You haven't seen Lu Rian or the others all morning. It's been a lot quieter next to you. The morning classes come to an end. Everyone is rushing to set up the exam room. You and Du Zitang pack up your things. You head to the cafeteria together. On the way, Du Zitang chatters and laughs. It's your first time here, right? The food on the second floor is a bit more expensive. But it's super good. The first floor is pretty basic. On Wednesdays, they open up the buffet on the third floor. All kinds of people walk past you both. A few of them slow down, trying to get closer to you. You frown slightly. Feeling a bit annoyed, you grab Du Zitang and speed up your pace. The people in North City stare at you like you're some kind of monkey in a zoo. It makes you really uncomfortable. You decide to just grab a quick bite on the first floor. Not long after you sit down, you spot 2 guys carrying their trays, looking for a seat. Du Zitang looks confused. Don't they usually eat on the second floor? What are they doing all the way down here? And aren't those 2 sworn enemies? You just keep your head down and eat, not saying a word. It's only the second day, you don't really know anyone yet. Bang, Jia Sai walks right over. He pretends his hand slips and spills food right next to your left arm. Du Zitang stands up, furious. You guys did that on purpose. You never eat on the first floor. Suddenly showing up here, you're definitely up to something. Your face is completely expressionless. You pull a tissue from your pocket and calmly wipe off the mess. You slowly stand up, locking your cold gaze right on Jia Sai and Zhuang Bai. You recognize them. One is a guy from your class, and the other is the guy who sat in your seat yesterday. Zhuang Bai, holding his tray, offers you a tissue. Hey, don't be mad. It was just an accident. You don't even look at him, leaving his hand hanging awkwardly in the air. You suddenly grab your untouched bowl of clear soup and splash it right in Jia Sai's face. Everyone around is too stunned to react. You step right up to him. You're smiling on the outside, but your eyes are filled with ice-cold mockery. It's a chilling sight. Next time, it won't just be soup. If you're not going to eat this food, don't waste it. Even feeding it to pigs is better than wasting it on you too. After dropping that line, you grab your tray and walk straight to the trash bins, dumping the rest of your food clean out. Du Zitang hurried to catch up, panting heavily. Moog, how about you head to my dorm to grab a shower first? And change your clothes. It's really not convenient for you to walk around like this. We still have an exam this afternoon, you know. You agreed. Entering the dorm, you took out your phone to make a call, then turned to Du Zitang and said, "While I'm showering in a bit, someone will drop off some clothes downstairs at the dorm building. Here's my phone. Could you answer it and grab the clothes for me?" Du Zitang froze for a second. He didn't expect someone as well behaved as you to bring a phone to school. You were totally badass today. You were brought into Du Zitang's dorm room. There was no one around. The dorms at Beicheng were pretty nice. 4-person rooms, complete with a private bathroom. Bunk beds with desks underneath, giving everyone their own personal space. Du Zitang put some body wash into a bucket and handed you a disposable towel. Luckily my mom packed some disposable towels for me. Oh, slippers are right here. You nodded, took off your shoes and slipped them on. You went into the bathroom to shower first. When you were almost done, Du Zitang handed over a bag through the door. Inside were your fresh clothes. You changed and stepped out, your face still slightly misty from the steam. You looked clean and refreshed, the stray hairs resting on your forehead adding a bit of casual charm. Thanks for today, you thanked him. Taking your phone back and sitting down to change shoes, Du Zitang laughed and said, "Hey, we're friends, but man, I can't believe you know Wu Mengmeng from class 2. You knew he'd be shocked when you asked her to drop off the clothes." Tying your shoelaces, you stood up and replied softly, "Yeah, I know her, but it's not the kind of relationship you're thinking of. She's my cousin." Du Zitang's eyes went wide the moment he heard the word cousin. Cousin? As everyone knew, Wu Mengmeng came from a wealthy, highly educated family. Her parents were super successful, and half the guys at school were chasing after her. Wait, so that means you. Du Zitang didn't dare to think too deeply into it. Seeing his mix of shock and excitement, you just smiled and started blow-drying your hair. "I'm just average, don't overthink it. I just came here to lay low for a bit. My family is letting me enjoy 2 years of peace." Du Zitang didn't dare to guess any further. Since you were Wu Mengmeng's cousin, your family background definitely wasn't simple. It totally made sense why you were so awesome now. You shook your head, your messy hair making you look bright and youthful. "Are you staying in the dorm this noon?" "You know what, never mind. I'll just head back with you. Those guys from this noon are probably still trying to process what happened." Grabbing a pen and some study materials from the dorm, you headed out. The classroom hadn't really started its noon break yet. It was loud and chaotic. Since there was an exam in the afternoon, the teachers didn't bother checking in. The moment you and Du Zitang walked back into the classroom, it instantly went quiet. You sat back down at your desk. Mei Liangxin suddenly smacked you on the back. You jumped, spinning around with a deep frown. "Man, we didn't show up this morning and completely missed the good show. Word about your crazy stunt this noon has already spread everywhere." Mei Liangxin grinned playfully. "I had no idea you were so badass. Jia Sai is the undisputed school idol. He comes from a wealthy family and he's super good looking. Everyone else just lets him walk all over them. You'd better watch your back from now on. But the word bully doesn't even exist in your dictionary." You stay silent, turning your head back to keep reading. "Are you hurt?" A sudden voice beside you makes you jump. You look over and see Lu Rian. Meeting her calm gaze, you notice she's wearing a stud in her left ear. It's flashy, but strangely attractive. "I'm fine," you answer casually. The next second, Lu Rian leans in and whispers with a smirk, "With how tough you are, you're the one doing the bullying." Those words really make your heart skip a beat. What the hell? Does Lu Rian actually know something? Or did she catch you in the act at some point? But when you bumped into her last night, you bailed after just a few minutes. Besides, when have you ever bullied anyone? You secretly pinch your own thigh, forcing yourself to stay calm as you meet Lu Rian's eyes. You ask, pretending to be confused, "What are you talking about?" "I have no idea what you mean." Lu Rian just chuckles softly again. and then slowly pulls out her textbook. For the exam this afternoon. You better not let me down. I've got high hopes for you. You turn back to your book in annoyance, but right now, you can't focus on a single word. You mutter to yourself internally, just what exactly does Lu Rian know? And how much does she know? After handing in the papers for the back-to-school exams, everyone slowly trickles back into the classroom, waiting for the homeroom teacher's instructions. Mu Zhe, do you want to come hang out with us this afternoon? We just finished our exams, after all. Du Zitang turns around from the front row. A bunch of the guys in class have already made plans to go out this afternoon. After all, the sports festival is coming up next. Everyone will get to wear their own casual clothes then. At a private high school like BY, every kid comes from money, but you can't really tell when they're wearing uniforms every day. So whenever an event like this rolls around, everyone wants to show off. As you pack up your backpack, you calculate in your head. You're not going back to the Wu family house with Wu Mengmeng today. Before coming to Beicheng, you promised your family that whenever there's a holiday, no matter how long or short, you absolutely have to go home. Anyway, from Beicheng to Ningcheng, it's only about a 2-hour drive, so making the round trip is pretty convenient. Today? I probably can't make it. You reject the offer flat out, even though you could just let your parents know and it wouldn't be a big deal. When you first got here, you already explored all the fun spots during that 1 month of summer break. Plus, you haven't been home for over a month, and you're actually feeling a little homesick. Just then, Zhu Yiji comes over to look for Lu Rian. Seeing that you haven't left yet, she immediately rushes over. Bro, I seriously have to call you, bro, now. What you pulled off yesterday at noon was completely savage. You frown slightly, secretly wondering, why is every single person reacting like this? I just splashed a bowl of soup on Jasai, didn't I? Mew, do you want to go out and have fun with us today? Xiao Ke extends her invitation. Sneaking one last glance at Lu Rian, you zipped up your backpack. You stood up. Nah, I'll pass. I'm heading home today. Home? Come on, what's so fun about being stuck at home? There are tons of awesome places to hang out in North City. Zhu Yiji threw an arm over Mei Liangxin's shoulder, looking at you with total sincerity. Your eyelashes fluttered for a split second. You pushed your chair under the desk. I'm going back to Ning City. Tossing a quick goodbye to Du Zitang, you strode confidently out of the classroom. Holy crap, first time I realized our front row buddy is actually that cool. He's got a sweet smile, but damn, he's got edge too. Zhu Yiji stared at your retreating figure, unable to hold back a sigh of admiration. He actually dared to mess with someone like Jia Sai. Definitely not your average guy. Mei Liangxin shrugged off the arm around her shoulder. What? Don't tell me you want to go after him now. Hey, I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. Ow, geez, Sister Yan, you really don't hold back. Before Zhu Yiji could even finish her sentence, Lu Rian landed a vicious kick on her leg. With a look of utter impatience in her eyes, Lu Rian slung her bag over her shoulder. Are we leaving or what? Yeah, we're going. The three of them hastily shoved their stuff into their bags and followed Lu Rian out of the classroom. Standing at the school gates, you checked your phone to contact your family. Dad had texted saying he'd send someone to pick you up. He told you just to wait by the entrance. You found a quiet corner away from the crowd and stood there. Head down, you kicked at the ground, completely bored out of your mind. Suddenly, a pair of sneakers stepped right into your line of sight. You snapped your head up. It was actually your twin sister. You blurted out in surprise. What are you doing here picking me up today? Aren't you busy? Mu Yulu reached out and ruffled your hair. At just 16, she had already shot up to a towering 5'10". Looking down at you, a rare, genuine smile spread across her face. Just came to see if you're surviving. Typical, your sister could never just say something nice. You did a quick spin for her. I'm doing great, see? Haven't lost a single pound. So you guys can stop worrying. Mu Yulu shook her head at you, sighing affectionately. I swear, I have absolutely no idea what to do with you. You were just about to say something when a voice interrupted. Who is this? Having your girlfriend come all the way to school to pick you up? Wow, you really have no shame, do you? Jia Sai had spotted you the second she walked out the gates, along with the striking girl standing next to you. Mu Yulu's face was cool and aloof, her eyes piercing and icy. She gave off a massive, don't mess with me, vibe. And with that sharp, sleek black hair, catching the sunlight with a glossy shine, the very tips tinged with a faint gold. She was so effortlessly gorgeous it was infuriating. With looks like Mu Yulu's, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone at BY High who could match her. Aside from maybe Lu Rian, there probably wasn't a single girl who could even hold a candle to her. You instantly felt a headache coming on. You let out a cold scoff. What? Since when is my personal life any of your damn business? Did you forget what I told you yesterday? Next time, you won't get off with just a bowl of soup. Instantly, Jia Sai's eyes welled up with red, glistening with fake tears. She shot a pitiful, heartbroken look at Mu Yulu. "Excuse me, miss. Please, whatever you do, don't let him fool you. He's a complete and utter scumbag. Yesterday at noon, he even splashed soup on me. You really need to see his true colors before it's too late. He doesn't deserve you at all." You cross your arms over your chest, casually standing next to Mu Yulu, just quietly watching Ja Sai put on her little show. It's honestly hilarious, but you have absolutely no intention of saying a word. Might as well let her get a taste of your sister's venomous tongue. Sure enough, Mu Yulu slightly parts her lips and speaks up. "A single bowl of soup is letting her off way too easy. If you ask me, a whole bucket would have been much more fitting. Maybe then she could use it to look in the mirror and see just how ugly she really is." You mentally give your sister 100 likes. As expected of someone from our Mu family, when it comes to roasting people, you seriously can't hold a candle to her. Ja Sai's face instantly turns green, looking like she just swallowed a massive blowfly. The two lackeys standing next to her can't just watch this anymore. "Mu Jae, don't get too cocky. Ja Sai's family has money and power, and her parents spoil her rotten. If you mess with her, just you wait. Her parents will absolutely make your life a living hell." You click your tongue a couple of times, the corners of your mouth curling up into a smirk. You even start clapping. "Oh, my. What a touching display of brotherhood. Tell me, are you guys after her family's money or their power?" You raise an eyebrow at them, your face screaming absolute disdain. "I'm honestly so thrilled. I can't wait to see exactly how you're going to make my life a living hell." Those two guys are left completely speechless by your comeback. Mu Yulu looks down and chuckles, reaching out to pull you in by the shoulder. She lets out a cold laugh. "Arguing with idiots only makes you look just as uneducated. Let's go. Your big sis is taking you out for some good food." Watching the two of you walk away, Ja Sai bites her lip so hard it almost bleeds. "Ja Sai." Those two guys try to step forward to comfort her. "Get lost. What is the point of keeping you useless trash around?" Ja Sai shoves them away and storms off without looking back. "Mu Jae, I'm definitely going to make you pay for this. Otherwise, my name isn't Ja Sai." Meanwhile, over on the other side, a few girls happen to witness the entire drama unfold. Holy crap, is that the boyfriend of the classmate who sits in front of you? He is seriously so handsome. Even my heart is skipping a beat just looking at him. Zhu Yiji throws an arm around Mei Liangxin's shoulder again. "Get the hell off me. Who do you think is just like you? Acting all girly and weak." Xiao Kie glances over at Lu Rian, his eyes darkening slightly. Other people might not be able to pick up on it, but he sees it as clear as day. "Sister Yan, your deskmate is already taken. Did you know about this?" Lu Rian's movements freeze for a split second, then she swings her leg over her bike. "None of my fucking business." The other three are left staring at each other in silence, having no choice but to quietly follow her. Inside the car, Mu Yulu's expression has been extremely dark ever since she got in. You lower your head, feeling completely guilty. Your Mu family has always been the type to fiercely protect your own, regardless of who is actually right or wrong. With that dark look on her face right now, she definitely knows you've been getting bullied. You immediately broke into a bright smile, your eyes crinkling, and reached out to loop your arm through Mu Yulu's, putting on your most pitiful puppy dog look. "Oh, my sweet sister. Please don't be mad anymore. Look, I'm perfectly fine, aren't I? It's totally not worth getting all worked up and ruining your health." Mu Yulu had always been a sucker for your whining, but she kept her gaze fixed on you, staring until you started to sweat a little. Finally, she slowly broke the silence. "Out with it. What exactly happened with that bowl of soup?" Mu Yulu folded her hands in her lap and leaned back comfortably against the car seat. Looking entirely ready for story time, you tucked a stray strand of hair behind your ear, then straightened your back and looked Mu Yulu right in the eye. "It was that guy. He deliberately spilled his soup all over me. You know how much I hate wasting food, so I just gave him my portion right back. There happened to be a bowl of egg drop soup right there, so I tossed that in for free, too. Honestly, if we were anywhere else, he definitely wouldn't have gotten off so easy." Seeing you grit your teeth in annoyance, Mu Yulu finally lost her serious facade and cracked a smile. "It's your very first day and you're already causing trouble. What was it about this time? Ever since you were little, your striking looks had always drawn in a lot of unwanted trouble. Back then, Mu Yulu and your other older sisters were always protecting you. Who knows how many fights they got into just for your sake. That's exactly why the family agreed so quickly when you said you wanted to learn taekwondo and judo." You waved it off nonchalantly, pretending to be completely clueless. "Who knows, probably just because I'm way too good looking. He stole my seat to chat up my deskmate. I told him to move. We traded a few words back and forth, and that was it. Really, no big deal." The conversation naturally shifted to your deskmate, Lu Rian, and a strange look flickered in your eyes. Was she the school delinquent or the campus queen over at BY? Anyway, she's definitely a big deal. Rumor has it she hates studying, but my cousin told me her grades are actually insanely good. Otherwise, how would she ever get into the advanced science class? Mu Yulu didn't push the topic any further. Instead, she pulled out her tablet and tapped into an app she always played on. The thing your sister used to kill time was actually a hub for the world's top detective enthusiasts. Not only did it feature a global leaderboard, but every single case was adapted from real-life events, giving players an incredibly immersive experience. But the craziest part? The top 10 players in the world actually get invited to consult on real, unsolved cases. And with your sister's genius-level IQ, she comfortably sat in the top 3 year-round. She literally turned a casual time killer into something elite. Then, there was you, whose idea of killing time was just blasting music and mindlessly scrolling through Weibo. The car rolled smoothly into the Eugene Yuan estate. The second you walked through the door, you started scanning the room for your dad. Mu Jie, you're home. Your mom rushed right up to you, looking you up and down. Being inspected like this by your mom, you just flashed a wide grin. Mom, I seriously haven't lost any weight. I've been eating and drinking great. Honestly, I think I even gained a few pounds. Alright, hurry up and wash your hands. After we eat, your dad and sister have to head out. Sounds like they've got some business to handle. They probably won't be back until late, so they told us to go ahead and eat first. No need to wait up. You gave a sweet, obedient nod. Then you just obediently went upstairs to your room. Home was way too far away. You simply skipped morning study hall, rushing into the classroom right as the bell rang. You had barely sat down when Du Zitang leaned over and said, I thought you dropped off the face of the earth. You absent-mindedly sorted your textbooks, and lazily replied, what are you going on about? It takes 2 hours to get here from North City. My parents excused me because they were worried I'd be late. Besides, aren't we just going over the exams and swapping seats today? Speaking of swapping seats, you subconsciously glanced at Lu Rian. For once, she miraculously wasn't late today, but she was still doing her usual thing, passed out cold on her desk. The moment your homeroom teacher, Mr. Ai Chu, stepped into the classroom, the whole class went so dead silent you could hear a pin drop. Because along with the exam papers, he was holding that life or death report card. He swept his gaze across the room, though his expression wasn't too strict. This placement test was just to see where you all stand. After all, you guys were just sorted into this class. But as the honors class, we can't afford to slack off. And honestly, the test this time was insanely hard. But we still had an absolute genius in our class who scored 650. 145 in English and 140 in math. The second he said that, the classroom absolutely exploded. Who is that beast? Getting a score like that in our sophomore year? If they do a few more practice tests, they'll be unstoppable. It's gotta be Lu Rian, right? She's the only one in the class with freakish math skills. Wait, but doesn't she usually get a perfect score in math? And what the heck is that 145 in English? Did this person just grind all summer long? The chatter among the students grew louder and louder. Here in the BY honors class, the curriculum moved at warp speed. You had to finish all 3 years of high school material by your sophomore year. And after that, it was a year and a half of hellish exam prep. Under this terrifying system, the fact that someone could still pull off such a godly score was just downright scary. Keep in mind, BY exams are notoriously brutal. Even scraping a 600 would make you sweat blood, let alone 650. Ai Chu raised his hand to quiet everyone down. Then, he picked up the roster. Our class took 5 of the top 10 spots in the grade. So we tied with the honors class next door. But we have 2 of the top 3. The number 1 in the grade, which means the number 1 in our class. Mu Jie, holy crap, are you kidding me? Mu Jie actually stole Lu Rian's undisputed number 1 spot? Mei Liangxin, who was zoning out next to you, instantly snapped awake. 3rd in the grade, 2nd in the class, is Lu Rian. Ai Chu put the paper down after reading the top 10. For Mu Jie to come in as a transfer student, this score was like a literal cheat code. Talk about dropping a nuke right from the start. And beating 2nd place by a massive 40 points. The uproar in the room was so loud that even Lu Rian woke up. She lazily peeled her eyes open and couldn't help but shoot you a second glance. But you just kept your head down, flipping through your book without a shred of emotion. Growing up with an elite education meant you were already completely used to this kind of scene. Besides, this score didn't even meet your expectations. Your grades in Chinese and comprehensive science were practically an epic disaster. Lu Rian muttered a curse under her breath. Right after that, Ai Chu finished passing out the report cards and answer sheets. He then made everyone get up and wait out in the hallway to pick their new seats. There was an unwritten rule at BY. In the honors class, seating was strictly based on grades. If you were good enough, you could take whatever prime spot you wanted. You were the first to walk back into the classroom, your eyes sweeping over the empty desks. In the end, you still sat right back in your old seat. For one, you were too lazy to move. Second, with your height, sitting in the front would completely block everyone else. Not long after you sat down, Lu Rian strolled right in. When she saw you, she let out a little scoff. And swaggered right back into her old seat, too. You slightly furrowed your brow. Don't you absolutely hate having a deskmate? Why not go hide in the corner and enjoy your solo seat? Lu Rian leaned heavily on the desk, staring a hole right through you. I'm the one who should be asking you, how did you manage to move on without skipping a beat? And still keep your grades up? Suddenly, having a deskmate doesn't seem so bad after all. What the hell are you talking about? Moving on? Your face instantly flushed hot and cold. Just how much did she actually know? Your mind was an absolute mess, but on the outside, you kept up your cool act. Being excellent is just in my nature. As for whether it's interesting or not, well, that totally depends on how you feel. Lu Rian didn't say another word. Everyone else slowly filtered back into the classroom. When they saw the two of you were actually still sitting together, their jaws practically hit the floor. Only then did they scramble to find their own seats. Du Zitang, whose grades were dead average, didn't even think twice before grabbing the seat right in front of you. Meanwhile, Xiao Ke and Mei Liangxin's test scores were pretty tragic. Mei Liangxin had no choice but to begrudgingly sit in front of Lu Rian, ending up as Du Zitang's deskmate. Because of this setup, the tallest guy in class, Ren Minbi, ended up sitting right behind you. He was a guy who made zero effort to hide his massive crush on Xiao Ke. The second Mei Liangxin turned around, she started spilling the tea. Yan, look, Ren Minbi has some serious nerve. He's literally chasing after Xiao Ke in broad daylight. This gossip queen's mouth honestly never took a break. Still, that little cluster of guys and girls sitting mixed together, unlike the rest of the room where boys and girls stuck to their own kind, actually turned into a pretty unique sight. Xiao Ke just kept her head down, completely absorbed in her Rubik's Cube, while Ren Minbi sat quietly, lost in his own little world. Once everyone was finally settled in, Ai Chu stepped into the room. She took a satisfied look around. The new seating arrangement actually seemed pretty harmonious. The dust from the placement exams had barely settled, but the school's classic staple, the sports festival, was already on the agenda. With less than a month until the opening ceremony, Ai Chu went straight into the announcements. North City's sports festival was always locked in for the end of September. The moment it wrapped up, we'd roll right into the National Day holiday. You couldn't ask for a better setup. It let you party as hard as you wanted, and study completely stress-free. Immediately, the whole classroom buzzed with excitement. Mei Liangxin spun back around. Hey, Yan, let's ditch the sports festival again this year, yeah? It's not like it has a damn thing to do with us anyway. Lu Rian couldn't even be bothered to answer her, but she overheard you chatting with Du Zitang. I mean, I could take it or leave it. I'm honestly not that interested. But if the class is really desperate for people, I guess I could fill in. Du Zitang let out a heavy sigh. Whatever, I absolutely suck at sports anyway. But honestly, you are definitely gonna be our class's placard bearer. He saw your completely blank stare, and quickly explained, the placard bearer is the guy at the opening ceremony, who leads the team right at the front. Every class picks one guy. It's usually the best looking guy in class. I mean, they are the literal face of the class. Plus, almost every placard bearer is chosen by a class-wide vote. You let out an uninterested "oh," thinking to yourself that being in the spotlight like that was going to be a massive pain. Ai Chu cleared her throat. As the honors class, I expect you all to not only be at the top of your studies, but to also fight for first place in sports. I hope everyone signs up enthusiastically and makes our class proud. As soon as he finished speaking, the atmosphere in the classroom instantly ignited. Teacher, isn't it time to pick this year's team leader? Yeah, exactly. The team leader is the main event. Science classes always had more girls than boys, and the girls were absolutely thrilled about this kind of event. Especially when it came to picking the team leader, they were all pumped up on adrenaline. The moment he heard the words placard bearer, Zhuang Bai immediately sat bolt upright. He was the placard bearer for the honors class back in his freshman year, and this year, he was dead set on getting it again. He quietly scanned the room, only to realize that the center of everyone's discussion was actually another name entirely. Mu Zhe. I think Mu Zhe is just the perfect choice. He's handsome, and his grades are absolutely insane. The main thing is, even Sister Yan is willing to share a desk with him. Right? Exactly. And Lu Rian was the one who made the first move. I'm definitely voting for Mu Zhe. Hearing the chatter around him, Zhuang Bai's face instantly darkened. His hands, resting on his lap, unconsciously clenched into fists. Who the hell does Mu Zhe think he is? What gives him the right to steal my spotlight? After a heated discussion, everyone finally decided that any guy who wanted to be the placard bearer should go up on stage and show off a talent. Then the whole class would vote. Whoever gets the most votes, gets the spot. Zhuang Bai was the first to raise his hand and walk up to the podium. He came from a wealthy family and had been practicing dance since he was a kid. After pulling off a routine to the hottest boy band song right now, the crowd instantly erupted into thunderous applause. A smug smile curled up the corners of Zhuang Bai's mouth. Just you wait, that team leader spot is definitely mine. Are there any other classmates who want to come up and give it a try? The boys in the audience just looked at each other. The main issue was that Zhuang Bai was not someone you wanted to mess with. Plus, nobody really had any talents to show off. The classroom was left with nothing but quiet whispers, but no one dared to go up. Mu Zhe, aren't you gonna give it a try? Du Zitang turned around and asked you. I feel like you're the chosen one for this. You didn't even bat an eye. Continuing to flip through the book in your hands, you replied, not interested. Mei Liangxin also turned his head to join in on the fun. Hey, you should go try it out. Who knows, you might just be the new class heartthrob. We're already sick and tired of looking at Zhuang Bai's face anyway. Mei Liangxin's voice wasn't quiet by any means. In a flash, every single pair of eyes in the room locked right onto you. Zhuang Bai's face instantly turned green with envy. He narrowed his eyes, then forced a fake smile. Mu Zhe, since everyone wants to see it so badly, why don't you come up and give it a try? Don't be a buzzkill now. You lifted your eyes, thinking to yourself, here comes another troublemaker. Why are the guys at this school always begging for trouble? Mu Zhe, Mu Zhe. The girls in the class had already started cheering. A top student who looks that good and has crazy high grades. If he could dance on top of all that? Then their class really hit the jackpot. What's wrong? Too scared to come up? Or is it that you literally don't know how to do anything? It wouldn't be very nice to let everyone down, now would it? Zhuang Bai listened to the growing cheers from the crowd, and his expression grew uglier by the second. You closed your book and stood up, thinking to yourself, you're really pushing your luck. Let's see where you run to cry after you lose. With a calm expression, you walked up to the podium and signaled the teacher to play the exact same song Zhuang Bai just danced to. The moment the intro music hits, you're instantly in the zone. Your footwork is light, your movements flawlessly graceful. Bending down, rising up, spinning around, throwing a finger heart. The entire routine flows perfectly like water. That handsome, slightly boyish face of yours, framed by dark eyebrows and bright, sparkling eyes, with a high, straight nose, gives off a slightly aloof vibe. But every single move you make radiates pure confidence, hitting everyone with a wave of youthful energy. You're completely different from that cold, top-tier student. When you dance, it's like there are stars in your eyes. Your moves are so sharp and clean, and your facial expressions? Absolutely flawless. Even that final, playful wink at the end feels just like Cupid's arrow, shooting straight into everyone's heart. And those sweet dimples when you smile make it impossible to look away. Holy crap. I'm literally dead. How can a guy be this freaking handsome? Sister Yan, is Mu Zhe some kind of god descended from heaven? From today on, I am his die-hard fan. I absolutely have to pick him. Mei Liangxin is so excited he's completely babbling, endlessly buzzing in Lu Rian's ear. Shut up. Lu Rian kicks Mei Liangxin's stool with her foot. He rubs his nose a bit awkwardly. Zhuang Bai's face, meanwhile, is turning all sorts of colors right now. Who knew Mu Zhe's rhythm was this incredible? And after a whole routine, he's not even flushed or out of breath. That's super hard even for someone like her, who's danced since childhood. She clenches her fists even tighter. The voting results are no surprise. You've become the new placard bearer for Science Class 1. Honestly, if it weren't for the whole class cheering and Zhuang Bai running her mouth, whoever wants this stupid placard bearer job could have it. Damn, Mu, you hid your talents way too well. With your skills, if you went on an idol survival show, you'd absolutely debut in the center spot. From now on, I'm your biggest fan. Mei Liangxin has completely turned into your ultimate fanboy. Your head is throbbing right now. You really just dug a huge hole for yourself. Yeah, Mu Zhe, your dancing is just too freaking cool. How can you be this incredible? Dancing made you so thirsty your mouth is totally dry. Just as you unscrew your water bottle and take a sip, a familiar, punchable voice rings in your ear. Hey there, handsome. Is there anything you can't do? Cough, cough, cough. Your eyes go wide as you look next to you, at the girl smirking like a total delinquent, and you squeeze a single word through your teeth. Get lost. Lu Rian's smirk just grows wider, looking even more wicked. Mei Liangxin, on the other hand, has a face full of question marks. What kind of play are these two putting on? At the start of the term, Sister Yan told Mu Zhe to get lost. And now Mu Zhe is telling Sister Yan to get lost. Could this be the legendary gentleman's revenge, served instantly on the spot? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Quiet down, everyone. Ai Chu taps the podium with a textbook. Only then does the chaotic noise in the classroom slowly die down. Since we just divided into new classes, I don't think a re-election for the class committee is necessary. I've looked at everyone's roles from their freshman year. And also considered your recent grades. I am temporarily appointing the following students as class officers. If anyone has any objections, save them until I'm finished speaking. Class President, Lu Rian. Vice President and Youth League Secretary, Zhuang Bai. Academic Representative, Mu Zhe. Entertainment Representative, Du Zitang. Sports Rep is Lu Yang. The Discipline and Welfare Representative roles will be combined into one, and taken on by Zheng Yuanming. Does anyone have any objections? Lu Rian lazily raised her hand. Being class president is way too much work. It's so annoying. Ai Chu saw right through her little scheme in a second, and said with a smile, I know you're lazy, princess. Just put your name down for it. Zhuang Bai will handle the actual work. Or you can just ask the study representative. Satisfied, Lu Rian finally lowered her hand. That's more like it. Sports Rep, remember to organize the sign-ups for the sports meet. Discipline Rep, please keep order during the next study hall. Alright, that's settled then. Class dismissed. Oh yeah, the whole class reacted like they'd just been set free. And the classroom instantly erupted into chatter again. Mew. Hey, Mew, your biggest fan is begging for your WeChat right now. Mei Liangxin spun around from the front row, looking super excited. The moment Du Zitang heard the word WeChat, he shot Mei Liangxin a fierce glare. Mu Zhe and I are best bros. If anyone's adding him first, it's me. You guys are supposed to be super tight. But you don't even have his WeChat yet? Mei Liangxin mocked with a sarcastic sneer. That really pissed Du Zitang off. You couldn't hold it in and burst out laughing. With these two clowns sitting up front, the days ahead were definitely going to be hilarious. You pulled out your phone and brought up your WeChat QR code. Just scan it, both of you. Yeah. Du Zitang quickly whipped around and scanned your code. Mei Liangxin also whipped out his phone to scan it, looking at you with pure curiosity. Wow, didn't expect you to bring a phone to school, Mew. Are we not allowed to? You were just about to put your phone away when Lu Rian suddenly pinned your hand down. She lazily scanned your QR code too. The words you were about to say got completely choked back down your throat. This girl has some serious nerve. Wait, doesn't the school ban phones? Du Zitang asked after adding you. He paused when he heard your question. You went through and accepted their requests one by one, adding their names. My old school never had stupid rules like that. Rules are meant to be broken. We're alive, right, little Mew? Mei Liangxin teased you with a cheeky grin. Little Mew? Oh, right, that's your WeChat name. Little Mew. It's actually kind of adorable how much it contrasts with your cool and aloof vibe. Who gave you the right to call him Little Mew? Du Zitang fumed. This fat jerk keeps stealing all my thunder. Blah, stay mad. Little Mew is obviously a cute nickname. Calling him by his last name is way too formal. Little Mew sounds way friendlier. Mei Liangxin really had a gift for talking his way out of things. Holy crap, Mei Liangxin suddenly screamed, making the entire classroom go dead silent in an instant. Every single pair of eyes swooped right over to him. He quickly waved his hands around. Nothing to see here, as you were. I'm just admiring our dear Mu Ji's WeChat moments. You were totally clueless as to what he meant. Oh my god, me too. Mu Zhe, you looked so incredibly good with dyed hair. Du Zitang was swiping through your feed now too. Even though you'd set your posts to only be visible for 3 days, there were still quite a few photos up there. The latest post was a set of cool photos of you with your ombre purple hair, sitting on a race car. You just smiled, too lazy to explain. Man, I want to dye my hair so bad too, but my parents insist I have to wait until after the college entrance exams. Du Zitang looked completely green with envy. Suddenly, an idea popped into her head. Let's go get our ears pierced. If we do it now, we'll be able to wear some gorgeous studs by the sports meet. Now that you mention it, maybe I could get one too. Sister Yan looks so gorgeous with her earrings, maybe I could look just as pretty. She's pulling off the cool look. You just look like a total show-off. The two of them went back and forth, constantly roasting each other. All you could do was shake your head with a helpless smile. Little Mew, let's go get pierced together. You looked up, and brushed your hair back to show your entire ear. I probably don't have any room left for that. The two of them practically glued their faces to your ear to get a closer look. Mei Liangxin almost screamed again, but a single death glare from Lu Rian shut him right up. Holy crap, that is so cool. Right now, on your left ear, there was a row of 3 piercings going up from the lobe, plus 1 on the cartilage. That made exactly 5 in total. As for the right ear, besides the lobe piercing matching the left, there was also 1 on the helix. Even Lu Rian couldn't help but glance up to take a few extra looks, thinking to herself that this handsome new guy really had some edge. That's a lot. Didn't it hurt? You even got them on the cartilage. Du Zitang felt the pain just looking at them. It was okay. I got them a long time ago, so I don't really feel anything anymore. You lightly touched your piercings. Because you had them done early. The holes wouldn't close up even if you didn't wear studs at school. You unlocked your phone. Wait, why was there a new group chat notification? Foreign language high, grade 2, class 1 committee. When did you even join this? Lu Rian invited you to the group. You looked up at the girl sitting next to you, catching her eyes right at that moment. Why did you suddenly pull me into the group? Aren't you on the class committee? My dear study commissary? Lu Rian had a faint, teasing smile playing on her lips. Looking at you with the corners of her eyes slightly raised. Ah, thanks. You quickly looked away. Logically speaking, you've always been surrounded by beautiful girls, so you should be totally immune by now. But why did your heart race every single time you looked at Lu Rian? What kind of reincarnated siren was she? The math teacher, Li Zihei, walked in carrying his lesson plans. His face didn't give away any emotion. Old Li looks like he's in a pretty good mood today. Did our class absolutely bomb the math test this time? Pretty much. Nothing too crazy. You've all got your report cards, so I won't say much. The class average is 99.4. I won't even mention the grade average, there's no need. If our science class can't even pull up the grade average for math, that would just be embarrassing. Those of you dragging us down, pay a little more attention. This time, aside from Lu Rian, I didn't expect our transfer student, Mu Jie, to be so impressive either. Stand up and let me get a look at you. Li Zihei pushed up his glasses, watching as a boy stood up from the second to last row. But what surprised him even more was that his deskmate was actually Lu Rian. He froze for a second, then broke into a smile. You're sharing a desk with Lu Rian? What a powerhouse duo. Any interest in being my math representative? Holy crap. Old Li actually extended an olive branch first. Anyone who knows him will tell you, he's the most notoriously savage math teacher in the whole school. A classic smiling assassin. But hey, his teaching is absolutely top-notch. Everyone totally respects him. I can't believe he'd actually go out of his way to ask someone to be his math representative. Last semester in his class, Lu Rian couldn't be bothered to do it. And he didn't think anyone else's grades were good enough, so he just had the academic representative collect the homework. So the math representative position has just been sitting empty. You're a bit caught off guard, too. For a second, you have no idea what to say. Suddenly, a lazy, drawling voice chimes in. That's completely unnecessary. He's already the academic representative. The academic rep, huh? Well, that's perfect. Just like last semester, you can collect the math homework for me while you're at it. You can just take on the math representative duties too. It'll be super easy. That's all. Take a seat. Li Zihei waves his hand, signaling for you to sit down. Man, old Li is smiling from ear to ear. It's definitely because he thinks Mu Jie is so handsome. I've never seen him smile like that before. The second your butt hits the chair, Mei Liangxin turns around and starts whispering his complaints. Hey, you can't help being naturally gorgeous. If a good deal like this comes along, why wouldn't I take it? The girl next to you gives a barely noticeable smirk, but the smile vanishes in a flash. Mei Liangxin has a really strong gut feeling. Give these two less than 6 months as deskmates, and they'll end up exactly the same. Just look at that shameless narcissism. How does he have the exact same vibe as Boss Rian? Meanwhile, Li Zihei is doing his usual routine, completely skipping over the easy, basic questions. Same old rules. He only goes over the last 3 multiple choice questions, and the last 2 fill in the blanks. Oh, and the last 2 big word problems. For everything else, you're on your own if you have questions. He might casually bring them up in class occasionally. You basically tuned out the entire first half of the lesson. You only got the very last fill in the blank wrong, along with the final part of the last big problem. Just a tiny mistake in the last few steps. You look down, obsessively checking your work for that fill in the blank on your scratch paper. The formula is definitely right, but the result you're getting just doesn't match the answer key. Your sharp, chiseled face scrunches up in frustration as your fingers irritably spin your pen. The values plugged into both sides are totally different. How the hell could they be equal? You shoot your head up and lock eyes perfectly with Lu Rian. Wait, no, she must have been sitting there watching you work on that problem the entire time. Lu Rian is lazily resting her head against one arm, the corners of her long, narrow eyes curling upward. There's absolutely zero flaws on her pale, porcelain skin. It's the first time you've ever looked at her this closely. You zone out for a split second, and suddenly, Lu Rian leans in close. What's wrong? Absolutely mesmerized by my stunning good looks? You blink rapidly in panic, thinking to yourself, whoa, aren't we a little too close right now? So full of yourself, you grab your pen and duck your head back down to the math problem. But your ears hopelessly start to burn up. Lu Rian gives you a deeply knowing smirk. She slowly and casually slumps back over her desk. The next period is a free study hall. All 3 science teachers gave a strict ultimatum. Everyone must figure out their incorrect answers beforehand. If you don't get it, go ask a classmate. If literally no one in the class knows how to solve it, then we'll go over it together in tomorrow's class. Boss Rian, you're my only hope for science. I literally don't know how to do 2/3 of this test paper. Please, just carry me. Mei Liangxin desperately clung to her for help. She shot a casual glance your way. Little Mew, how did you do on the science exam? You shook your head. Horribly wrong. I only got 255. Such a humble brag. Mei Liangxin was already speechless. Then we'll just have to count on Yan. She's an absolute beast. No matter how hard or easy the exam is, she always gets a perfect score in science and math. Her Chinese and English combined only add up to 150, yet she constantly breaks the 600 mark. You listened in pure shock. Her science scores are insane. If she ever pulled up her humanities scores, she'd be unstoppable. What a total weirdo. That's not just brainless. That's straight up being completely brain dead. Ha 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 ha. Mei Liangxin's rough laughter made your ears ring. Lu Rian's face darkened instantly. She glared hard at Mei Liangxin. You're a psycho. I'm not. Yan, I'm begging you. I seriously don't know how to do a single question. You stayed completely silent. You kept your head down, studying your own test paper. Biology and chemistry are fine. But physics is only 70. There are definitely some question types I've never seen before. You snapped a picture and sent it to your brother. How did you get so many wrong? This isn't like you at all. Don't even bring it up. This is the worst I've ever done. Please, whatever you do, don't tell mom and dad. The big physics questions were totally new to me. How? Let me take a look. Meanwhile, Lu Rian simply couldn't handle Mei Liangxin's endless begging anymore. She had already started explaining the questions to him. The classroom instantly quieted down. Because the physics section of the science exam was brutally hard this time, most people only scored 50 or 60 points. The worse-off ones only got 30 or 40. So, a perfect scorer like Lu Rian. No one even dared to ask her for help. Only Mei Liangxin had the guts to try. Everyone else just perked up their ears to eavesdrop as Lu Rian tutored Mei Liangxin. They listened while furiously scribbling down notes. But right after that, came Lu Rian's increasingly frustrated voice. After all, the Mei Liangxin sitting in front of her was completely clueless. What the hell, Mei Liangxin? Did you bribe your way into the honors class? You can't even figure out the direction of the applied force. Why are you even in school? I already told you to just plug it straight into the formula. It's just plugging in a formula. Anyone with hands could do it. Mei Liangxin's fragile little heart took a ton of emotional damage. The classmates eavesdropping in the front rows also broke out in a cold sweat. They were just as lost as he was. You really couldn't blame Mei Liangxin for this. Which direction? Which formula? What value am I supposed to plug in? Whatever, forget it. My brain is completely fried. Mu Zhe, did you figure it out? Du Zitang turned around and asked you, assuming you were also listening to Lu Rian's explanation. You shook your head. Not yet. I'm just waiting for my brother to text me back. Instead of counting on your brother, you'd be better off begging me. I'll teach you. Lu Rian looked like she was thoroughly enjoying the drama, her tone lazy but laced with a teasing provocation. Get lost. Mei Liangxin and Du Zitang exchanged a confused look. Then they tried desperately to hold back their laughter. The only one who could make Sister Yan swallow her pride was Mu Zhe, it seemed. In the dead silent classroom, the only thing echoing was your crisp and clear, get lost. Everyone held their breath, waiting to see Lu Rian's reaction, silently sweating bullets for you. If I get lost just 'cause you said so, wouldn't that be super embarrassing for me? I'm staying right here. The moment the words left her mouth, she snatched your test paper away. The last two questions are actually the exact same type. Pretty much identical. Lu Rian grabbed the red pen right out of your hand. Stop glaring at me. Look at the paper. You didn't really feel like fighting with her anyway. Since she was volunteering to explain it, you were more than happy to sit back. The main issue with these two is figuring out the direction. Since the object is in motion, you just need to break it down into segments and isolate them. Even with a bunch of unknowns, if you set up a few variables, they'll all cancel out in the end. As she spoke, Lu Rian underlined the key formulas on your test paper. Just as she was about to keep explaining, you snatched the paper right back. Thanks. I know how to do the rest. What? You already get it? The rest of the class was even more lost. You understand it already? Xiao Mu, do you actually get it? You nodded your head. You took the pen back from Lu Rian. It felt like the two of you were speaking in a secret code. You quickly recalculated both questions. Once your answers matched the key, you finally let out a sigh of relief. Right then, your phone buzzed with a message. This time, it was a group tag. Shen Jinyan. At Xiao Mu is Mu Zhe. What about Shen Yumo? Why Mo? Sorry. I tried my best. That was actually pretty tough. I had to ask my big brother for help with this one. Su Jinyan. Not bad. This is a high-level question. Your school isn't half bad. Why Mo? Agreed, totally agreed. Otherwise, a certain someone wouldn't have scored only 70 on his physics test. Xiao Mu is Mu Zhe. Oh, shut up. I didn't even tell you, how did you find out? Why Mo, you sent me your wrong answers. Anyone with a working brain could figure out your score. Su Jinyan, think about where you want to go for National Day. At Xiao Mu is Mu Jie. You got it, I'm the most fun guy in the family anyway. Whenever we travel far, everyone listens to me. After all, I am the only little prince in the house. So I definitely need to be spoiled. You put your phone away, wiping the smile off your face. When you looked up, you saw Mei Liangxin staring at you with puppy dog eyes. Xiao Mu, please, I don't dare ask Sister Yan again. Right now, you're the only one who gets it. What a total goofball. You scanned the classroom, and sure enough, everyone had their heads slightly turned, secretly watching you guys. Xiao Mu, why don't you just come up to the front and explain it to us? It's a study hall anyway. Plus, you're the class representative. You take a look around. Everyone is nodding at you eagerly, like little chicks pecking at grain. You think about it for a second. Oh, whatever, might as well go all the way. You stand up, grab the 3 test papers, and walk up to the podium. Alright, I'll break it down for you guys. If I mess anything up, feel free to point it out. We don't have much time, so let's start with the easier stuff, biology. I'll just highlight a few key points, like the lab rules and formulas. Make sure you guys memorize those. Aside from the calculation questions, the rest of the stuff is right there in the textbook. Just flip through it. If you can't find something, I'll make a cheat sheet matching the questions to the page numbers after class. Next up is chemistry, and then the hardest part, physics. Listening to that clear, pleasant voice from the front, Lu Rian simply can't look away. That gorgeous face, damn it, she mutters a curse under her breath. The bell rings. You've just finished explaining the last physics question. If there's anything else you don't get, we can discuss it after class, or you can just come ask me. You finish up and head back to your seat. Professor Mu, I don't know how to do this one. You've just taken a sip of water, and hearing her voice right next to you almost makes you choke. Is Lu Rian out of her mind? You lean over to look, and it's actually an English paper. What do you want me to say? Lu Rian purses her thin lips slightly. Tell you what, you tutor me in literature and English, and I'll help you with math and physics. We'll balance each other out. I'll even bring you a carton of milk every morning. Who are you calling a little kid? Why should I do what you say? What, too scared? Is Professor Mu afraid my grades will catch up to yours, and leave you in the dust? I wonder who it was that said, come ask me if you don't get it. Going back on your word. What a total hypocrite. Who says her literature is bad? She's using reverse psychology like a total pro, and unfortunately, you fall right for it. The more she provokes you, the more competitive you get. Who's scared? You've got a deal. From then on, the entire class watches Lu Rian walk in with a carton of milk every morning, and drop it onto your desk without fail. The two of you are glued together every day, studying. She even starts grinding through literature and English papers, memorizing vocabulary like crazy. Boss Yan, are you actually for real? Mei Liangxin still looks completely baffled these days. Lu Rian doesn't even look up. What do you think? That I'm just putting on a show for you? Meanwhile, the school forum completely blows up. The feed is flooded with gossip about you and Lu Rian. Lu Rian brings Mujie milk every single day, and she's actually studying hard. They're practically glued to each other doing homework. Plus, she hasn't been late or skipped class at all lately. 100% they are totally dating. What a warrior fighting for love. No way, is that true? I'm in class 1, and Yan is definitely super invested in Mujie. The milk delivery is completely real too. Honestly though, I think they make a seriously cute couple. Match my ass, they hooked up so fast. That Mujie is such a two-faced bitch. You guys in the comments need to shut up. Wu Mengmeng from class 2 still walks home with Mujie every single day. Isn't that totally too timing? People are saying all sorts of things. Some of those comments are just absolutely vile. Mujie, someone from the next class is looking for you. A shout rang out from the doorway. You looked up and put down your pen. Stepping outside, you immediately saw that familiar face. Your pale cheek instantly flushed a deep, angry red. The noisy hallway fell dead silent. Every single eye was glued to you, while Josai glared at you with pure arrogance, waiting for you to break down and beg for mercy. But the very next second, no one even saw clearly what just happened. Mujie, how dare you hit me? Josai shrieked, lunging right at you. But a figure suddenly stepped right in front of you. Are you freaking sick in the head? If your brain is broken, don't come out here and embarrass yourself. Lu Rian's face was as dark as thunder. Josai instantly teared up, playing the victim. Lu Rian, you saw it too. He threw the first punch. You rolled your eyes hard from behind her, thinking, wow, what an Oscar-winning performance. Tears falling perfectly on cue. Didn't you fucking hit him first? If you're brainless, go read a damn book. Why don't you take a good look in the mirror and see what a joke you are? If you were a girl, I would have slapped the taste out of your mouth by now. Peeved. In that dead silent hallway, you were the only one standing behind Lu Rian who couldn't hold back a laugh. Lu Rian narrowed her eyes. You can still laugh? Looks like my language classes really paid off. I'm cursing people so smoothly. Not bad, not bad. Half of your face was completely red. But when you smiled, your eyes curved into little crescents. Still laughing? I'm taking you to the nurse's office right now. Before you could even react, she grabbed your wrist tight, dragging you right out of the crowd in front of everyone. Her slender fingers gripped your wrist, sending a sudden, icy chill against your skin. Lu Rian, just stop talking. Walk faster. What the hell are you dawdling for? Any later and your face will be permanently ruined. Ruined might be a stretch. You quickened your pace, letting Lu Rian drag you all the way to the nurse's office. You can let go now, right? Lu Rian finally released her grip, her palm seemingly still holding the lingering warmth from your wrist. Nurse, quick, look at his face. Do you have any ice cubes? We need to ice it right now. Should we call an ambulance? You couldn't help but roll your eyes again. The school nurse saw the bright red mark on your face, and her eyes filled with deep sympathy. Oh my goodness, such a handsome face. Who could be so cruel to hit you this hard? Let me get an ice pack for you right away. Xiao Zhe, you didn't even have to guess. Wu Mengmeng was the absolute only person who would call you that. The very next second, Wu Mengmeng appeared right at the clinic door. The moment she saw your face, all the color drained from hers and she immediately rushed in. I only stepped away to the restroom for a second. How did something this terrible happen? She stepped up to examine you carefully, relieved to find that aside from your face, you didn't seem to have any other injuries. Damn it, that crazy witch Jia Sai hits way too hard. If Auntie and the others find out, they'll absolutely barge right in here. I'll be dead meat and you'll be forced to transfer schools. Transfer my foot. Shut up, you jinx. Besides, I didn't even lose. I slapped her right back twice. Right after that, Wu Mengmeng stormed into the room like a hurricane. Her chest was still heaving wildly. Without saying a word, she suddenly grabbed your hand. Her anxious eyes scanned you from head to toe. Hiss. Wu Mengmeng, your grip is way too tight. Because of her sudden grab, the pain made you gasp sharply, and your eyebrows instantly twisted into a deep knot. Annoyed, you opened your left hand, revealing a glaring, nasty scratch right across your palm. Unexpectedly, Lu Rian tightly gripped your left wrist with an undeniable force. His voice carried an icy chill. Why didn't you say anything earlier? Did you forget, or did that fall knock you silly? Teacher, my brother's hand is injured too. Seeing this, Wu Mengmeng hurriedly shouted out. The school nurse finally strolled over at a snail's pace, giving your palm a lazy, dismissive glance. She spoke with total indifference. It's just a minor scrape. A little disinfectant will do. Good thing it's not as bad as the knee. Just keep it clean and you'll be fine. Doesn't even need a bandage. Wu Mengmeng leaned in and whispered into your ear. It was Zhuang Bai. She had just heard it from Mei Liangxin. Apparently, Zhuang Bai accidentally pushed you. As for whether he did it on purpose, no one really thought much about it in the chaos. Hearing this, you pressed your lips tightly together, not saying a single word. Truth is, you didn't get a clear look at all. You just felt a massive shove from behind that sent you flying. The room suddenly fell dead silent. Right at that moment, Lu Rian's phone buzzed with a message. He glanced at the screen, and his pitch-black eyes instantly turned ice cold. I'm stepping out for a bit. This made Wu Mengmeng, who was standing nearby, instinctively furrow her brows. The second Lu Rian walked out, Wu Mengmeng locked her eyes dead on you. That intense stare lasted for a solid 30 seconds. Naturally, you didn't back down and glared right back at her. She ended up TSing twice, then leaned in with a face full of juicy gossip. My dearest little brother, don't tell me that guy Lu Rian has actually fallen for you? You instantly scoffed at the idea. Are you out of your mind? What kind of sick joke is that? You should be glad if he even likes a little tagalong like you. You rolled your eyes hard. I'd thank my lucky stars if that loudmouth would just leave me alone. Like me? Yeah, right. Just shut your trap already. You complained furiously in your head. Like I haven't seen enough of his crazy fan club. First that Jia Sai, now Zhuang Bai. God only knows how many more psychos are out there. Meanwhile, the moment Lu Rian left the clinic, he headed straight for a secluded corner of the school garden. Xiao Ke and Mei Liangxin were already waiting there. Boss Yan, we brought the guy. Lu Rian didn't say a word, but those icy eyes swept over the boy standing right in front of him like a razor-sharp blade. Was it you? The boy named Zhuang Bai trembled violently from head to toe. He frantically waved his hands in defense. I swear it was an accident. I was just messing around with the guys, lost my balance, and crashed into him. I am so sorry. As soon as Zhuang Bai heard that Lu Rian was looking for him, his blood ran cold. The moment he arrived at the spot, his tears just started pouring down. Seeing Lu Rian stay completely silent, he cried even harder. Lu Rian, I swear, I really didn't do it on purpose. I swear. Zhuang Bai peeked at him through blurry, tear-filled eyes, only to meet a lazy, mocking gaze. Wanna see the security footage? That one sentence completely shattered his composure. Zhuang Bai wasn't stupid. If Lu Rian could get his hands on the footage, there was a 99% chance he had already watched it. He originally thought Lu Rian wouldn't stick his nose in other people's business. After all, nobody saw it happen. He thought as long as he denied it to the grave, he'd be fine. But as reality set in, his tears flowed even faster. I'm sorry, please, don't tell the teachers, and please don't tell anyone else either. I'll do whatever you want. I never thought you'd be this toxic. An absolute snake. You're just ugly inside and out. Mei Liangxin spat out without holding back. Xiao Ke also chimed in with a few soft words of reprimand. Now, Zhuang Bai had completely offended the whole group. I was really wrong. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But Lu Rian's face remained stone cold. Not a single trace of emotion. Don't apologize to me. Go apologize to Mu Zhe. Right before turning to leave, he dropped one last warning. If you don't get his forgiveness, you're on your own. Watching the three of them walk away, Zhuang Bai curled up into a ball of sheer despair. He regretted it so much it physically hurt. He never in a million years thought that Lu Rian would actually stand up for Mu Zhe. Later on, Lu Rian headed back to the infirmary only to find it empty, because you had already gone back to class. When he saw you sitting at your desk, perfectly fine and smiling, his deeply furrowed brows finally relaxed a little. You lowered your voice to warn Wu Mengmeng. I'm warning you, if you dare tell my sisters about this, they will literally rip your head off. Wu Mengmeng was bored out of her mind in class, so she just dragged a chair over and sat right in the aisle between you and Du Zitang. If I told them, they wouldn't even need to rip it off, because they would have already ripped it off a long time ago. Wait, Mu Zhe, you have sisters? Are they your biological sisters? Man, I'm so jealous. Since you're this handsome, your sisters must be absolutely gorgeous. Du Zitang watched the two of you cousins bickering and laughed his head off. You fired back immediately. Of course they're my real sisters. Only the biological ones got the good looks in our family. As for the cousins, well, just look at her. Wu Mengmeng pointed at her own face, totally outraged. Excuse me? My face easily ranks top 3 in the whole grade. You just waved her off dismissively. Save it. Go tell that to my sisters. It only counts if they agree. It really couldn't be helped. Growing up surrounded by so many beautiful women, you couldn't help it. As a hardcore judge of beauty, your standards were ridiculously high. The moment Wu Mengmeng even thought of your two sisters, she instantly chickened out. She didn't even dare to breathe too loudly around your oldest sister, and your second sister was younger than her but bossed her around anyway. You know what, forget it. Keep your two godly sisters away from me. Let them go torture someone else. I am not messing with them. Oh, hey Mu Zhe. You have two sisters? Mei Liangxin had just wandered over and caught the end of the conversation. You nodded. Yeah, one older sister, and the other one is my twin sister. Fraternal twins. Du Zitang and Mei Liangxin's jaws dropped to the floor, their faces full of sheer disbelief. Then why didn't your twin sister come to Beicheng for school? Wu Mengmeng answered for you. His sister is doing perfectly fine at the international elite school. Why on earth would she come here? Unlike some people who don't appreciate a good thing and insist on coming here. The name International Elite School was just too much to process. Du Zitang and Mei Liangxin still hadn't closed their mouths. Ningcheng International Elite School is famous across the whole country. People would kill to get in but still can't. I heard the kids there don't just come from super rich families, they're all absolute academic geniuses, too. You gave up a place like that, just to come here? Mei Liangxin looked utterly baffled. He even rubbed his eyes, unable to believe that the absolute legend standing right in front of him was only 16 years old. Looking at Mei Liangxin's totally shocked expression, you couldn't help but burst out laughing. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just that the academic pace over there was way too fast. I was surrounded by absolute geniuses. I just wasn't having any fun, that's all. Wait, what about your girlfriend? Is she at that school too? How did this conversation get so incredibly off track? You just stared at them, completely dumbfounded. Since when did a girlfriend suddenly pop out of thin air? You were just about to explain, when Wu Mengmeng shot up from her seat next to you, bombarding you with a rapid fire of questions. Xiao Zhe, you're dating someone and you didn't even tell us? How dare you keep this a secret? When did this happen? Who is this girl? Do I know her? Your voice instantly shot up an octave. Stop. All of you, just shut up. You guys are giving me a massive headache. Only then did Wu Mengmeng finally sit back down. She crossed her arms, totally ready for the gossip. You shot an annoyed glare at Mei Liangxin and asked, exactly when did you see me with a girlfriend? How come I don't even know about this? Mei Liangxin scratched his head. Wait, the girl who came to pick you up on the day of the entrance exam, wasn't that your girlfriend? She even put her arm around your shoulder. Hearing this, you literally burst out laughing. What's so funny? Mei Liangxin looked completely lost. You put extra, heavy emphasis on the words biological sister and twins, just to make absolutely sure he got the message. That was my actual sister. My actual, biological twin sister. Oh, so that's how it is. Mei Liangxin smirked with a very knowing look. He turned his head toward Wu Mengmeng. Not gonna lie, you really can't hold a candle to his sister. You're completely out of her league. Wu Mengmeng instantly flared up. Shut your mouth, you scrawny jerk. Blah, blah, blah. I'll call you a scrawny jerk all I want. What's wrong? Can't handle the cold, hard truth? Being yelled at like that, Mei Liangxin started getting pretty annoyed too. He instantly shifted into full-on combat mode. But right as those words left his mouth, Mei Liangxin turned and bolted, with Wu Mengmeng instantly chasing right after him. Sitting next to you, Lu Rian was trying so hard to hold back her laughter, desperately trying to hide the smirk creeping up her face. She thought to herself, so, that girl really was his actual sister. Meanwhile, you were bored out of your mind, just mindlessly scrolling through Weibo. Suddenly, you realized your direct messages were absolutely blowing up. Xiao Mu, is that you holding the sign at Beijing Foreign Studies University? You look insanely handsome, please tell me this is you. Oh my gosh, Xiao Mu, please reply. You are literally drop-dead gorgeous. Reading all this, you took a long, deep breath. Typing your reply, hello everyone. I'm Mu Zhe. Since my identity is out in the open now, you decided not to hide it anymore and just posted the photo Du Zitang took today. You even pinned it to the top. The comment section instantly blew up. Ah, the man himself is finally here. Xiao Mu is way too handsome. Followed instantly, this guy is absolutely stunning. Mu Zhe is such a gorgeous name too. My hubby is the handsomest, and I take no criticism. Hold up, commenter above. What do you mean your hubby? He's obviously ours. That hubby comment caught your eye. It was from a new account called Nianzai's Baby with a completely empty profile. You couldn't help but chuckle. Fans nowadays really know how to joke around. No wonder your dad's face turned green with jealousy when he heard mom's female fans calling her hubby. Right at that moment, Zhuang Bai suddenly blocked your way, biting her lip so hard it almost bled. Mu Zhe, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Can you please forgive me? You couldn't even be bothered to blink, just giving her a cold, dismissive glance. You showed zero reaction. Tears clung to the corners of her eyes. Her face was wet with crying. Anyone who didn't know better would actually think you had done something terrible to her. Why did you do it? Her voice trembled with sobs. I just couldn't stand seeing you shine so brightly. Everything was supposed to be mine. But you stole all the spotlight. I'm really, really sorry. I just had a moment of confusion. I'm so sorry, Zhuang Bai said, wiping away her tears, but the more she wiped, the more they fell. She couldn't stop crying at all. Seeing her sobbing so pitifully, the classmates quickly handed her tissues and tried to smooth things over. Mu Zhe, she really didn't mean it. She already apologized. Yeah, why don't you just let it go? You scoffed. You thought to yourself, isn't this just pure guilt tripping? It's really hard to be the good guy these days. A flicker of emotion flashed in your eyes. But your tone remained completely flat, coldly spitting out your warning. Never do it again, as long as Mu Zhe is okay. Homeroom teacher Ai Chu rushed over after getting the news. Seeing the tense atmosphere, her face relaxed just a bit. You answered calmly, I'm mostly fine, it's just that for tomorrow's competition, I won't be able to participate. Ai Chu's gaze fell on the bandages wrapped around your knee. Her eyes were full of heartache. She quickly made you sit down. Sit down, quickly. A competition isn't nearly as important as your health. We'll just have another classmate fill in for you. Zhuang Bai's crying, which had just stopped, turned into whimpers again. Teacher, let me go instead. After all, this whole thing started because of me. Ai Chu looked at her, then at you, and instantly figured out most of what had happened. So she nodded in agreement. It's the participation that counts. The results don't really matter. The next day, when you arrived at school, it was already past 9 o'clock. A light drizzle was falling over North City. The competition on the sports field had already kicked off. Mu Zhe, just as you stepped onto the second floor stairs, a voice called out from behind. You turned around. That familiar, annoying face again. Looks like those 2 slaps didn't teach her a damn thing. Well, Mu Zhe, living the good life, aren't we? Jia Sai strutted over with an arrogant sneer. Her eyes were full of pure provocation. You instinctively gripped your phone tighter. Your thumb flew across the screen, hitting the emergency button. After all, Jia Sai had 4 sketchy-looking girls backing her up. The leader was eyeing you up and down with this disgusting, predatory smirk. So, this is the boy you were talking about? Taking him back for the girls to play with wouldn't be half bad. You narrowed your eyes, a dangerous glint flashing in your eyes. You think you can just take me? That depends on whether you actually have what it takes. Oh, tough guy, huh? Feisty, I like it. Two of the girls let out a war cry and lunged forward, but Josai barked at them to stop. Hold him down and slap him a few times first. Once I'm satisfied, you can do whatever you want with him. I never go back on my deals. Those two girls immediately broke into creepy, lustful grins, rubbing their hands together as they stepped up. Just bear with it, pretty boy. Big sister will show you a good time real soon. But the second she lifted her foot, you delivered a swift, brutal kick right to her face. She crashed backwards, taking the others down with her like bowling pins. Josai's face twisted in pure rage. Screaming useless trash, she lunged forward to grab your hair. But before her fingers even grazed your head, you swiftly grabbed her wrist, locked her arm, and yanked her forward with brutal force. She face planted into the dirt, looking absolutely pathetic. Holy shit, Mei Liangxin, who had just rushed over to help, saw the whole thing. Her eyes practically popped out of her head. She thought to herself that they were just here to collect bodies at this point. Watch out. The leader scrambled back up and lunged at you again. Right at that split second, a figure suddenly threw herself right in front of you. Lu Rian let out a muffled groan. The girl whose punch had landed squarely on Lu Rian froze completely. Her hand just hovered in midair. She didn't dare pull it back, but she didn't dare drop it either. She stammered out, "B Boss Yan, who the hell gave you permission to lay a hand on him?" Lu Rian violently grabbed the girl by the collar, the veins on her arm bulging with fury. Her glare was so dark and murderous it was terrifying. The girl's legs gave out instantly. She knew Lu Rian was absolutely enraged. And no, it's not what you think. I'm Lu Yang. Josai was the one who came to me. She said that if I just roughed up Mu Jie, he would agree to be my boyfriend. That's the only reason I brought my girls here. Boss Yan, I swear, she totally played us. Please, just let us go. We'll never do it again, I promise. The leader clasped her hands tightly together, looking like she was about to drop to her knees and beg for mercy. She was absolutely terrified. This was the Lu family after all. Not even God himself could save her now. Get the hell out of my sight. The moment Lu Rian let go, the girl stumbled backward and scrambled away, dragging her three friends along as they ran for their lives. Your racing heart finally started to calm down. You quickly rushed over to check on her. Lu Rian, are you okay? Meanwhile, Josai had face planted hard into the ground. Her right arm was completely dislocated, and she was writhing in agony, unable to move. Lu Rian checked you over, and seeing you were unharmed, her expression darkened, her brows knitting together tightly. The raging fire in her eyes hadn't faded at all. Suddenly, she yelled right in your face. You're just a guy. What were you thinking, fighting a gang of girls all by yourself? What if they had weapons on them? Mu Jie, do you have a damn death wish? You were completely stunned into silence. Why's she yelling at you all of a sudden? What's with the attitude? So you mumbled in your defense, oh, relax. They're no match for me anyway. Seeing your completely carefree attitude, and how you hadn't realized the gravity of the situation at all, Lu Rian's anger flared even more. Just as she was about to explode, Wu Mingming quickly cut in. Boss Yan, hey, Boss Yan. He's trained in judo and taekwondo. He's incredibly tough. Last time, he put a guy in the hospital for a whole month. Wu Mingming shook her head, signaling Mei Liangxin not to add fuel to the fire. Everyone knew exactly what happened when Lu Rian lost her temper. Only a daredevil like you would have the guts to butt heads with her. So, what are we gonna do about Josai? Mei Liangxin glanced at the guy groaning on the ground. Xiao Kie walked over and said, hand me the phone. I've already called 911. The ambulance arrived shortly after and rushed Josai to the hospital. The rain outside was pouring harder and harder, so the sports meet had to be suspended. Everyone headed back to their classrooms for study hall. The school announced that further arrangements would be updated later. The crowd trickled back into the classroom. The exact moment you stepped through the door, the entire room went dead silent. The news about Josai must have spread like wildfire. Every single pair of eyes instantly locked onto you. Lu Rian walked in a bit later, bringing in a damp chill from the rain mixed with a faint scent of tobacco. You furrowed your brows. You were just about to speak when you caught a glimpse of her dark, stormy expression. She was obviously still fuming. You pulled out your phone and shot her a text. Still mad? Oh, come on, don't be mad. I didn't mean to do it. She texted back instantly. Don't let it happen again. You quickly typed back, Lu Rian. The phone in Lu Rian's pocket buzzed. She pulled it out with an annoyed sigh, glanced at the screen, shot you a glare, and casually tossed her phone onto the desk. She looked like she couldn't care less. You fired off another text. We're done, okay? Lu Rian stared dead at that message. But then her piercing gaze slowly shifted right onto you. Done? Seeing you frozen in place, Lu Rian leaned one hand on the desk and closed the distance between you two. She lowered her voice to a dangerous whisper, Mr. Mew, care to explain exactly how we're done? You still didn't say a single word. A faint, teasing smirk crept onto Lu Rian's lips as she drawled lazily. So, being done, just means you're gonna give me the silent treatment? What are you, a grade schooler? You were screaming internally, Lu Rian, just shut your mouth. I am seriously done with you. Your lips were pressed into a tight, angry pout, and your fair face was completely flushed red. Lu Rian's gaze deepened, and after a brief pause, she reached out and slipped a piece of milk candy into your hand. Her voice took on a surprisingly gentle tone. Here, a little treat to cheer you up. You seriously wondered if you were hearing things. Your eyes went wide as you instinctively glanced around. Thank God everyone else was minding their own business. Cheer me up? Lu Rian was seriously messing with you. You locked eyes with her and totally froze. There was something in her eyes that made the bridge of your nose sting. You couldn't stop yourself from blinking hard. As tears suddenly welled up in your eyes, Lu Rian just stared back at you quietly, before murmuring with a playful tease, what's wrong? Moved to tears? Bullshit, I was just so pissed at him. He completely ruined the perfectly good vibe. You frowned and were just about to head back, but unexpectedly, your homeroom teacher, I Chu, suddenly called out to you from the back door. Mew Jae, come to the office. You pressed your lips together, thinking that what was bound to happen would happen. There was no hiding from it. Just as you were about to stand up, your wrist was suddenly caught by a large, warm hand. That burning heat made your heart skip a beat. I'll go with you. You quietly looked at her. You gently bit your lower lip and shook your head. No need, the teacher only called for me. You signaled for Lu Rian to let go. Quite a few eyes in the classroom were staring right at the two of you. Lu Rian shot a cold glare around the room, and those stares instantly snapped away like they'd been electrocuted. Only then did she finally let go of your hand. Sister Yan, how is Ms. I going to handle this? Is there going to be huge trouble? Jasai's parents are no walk in the park. Du Zitang was sweating bullets for you. Lu Rian's eyes darkened, and she followed you straight out of the classroom. Du Zitang's face was full of question marks. What's her deal? Mei Liangxin, who was always straightforward, was probably annoyed to death too. She just sneaked right out to grab some snacks. You stood in the office with your head bowed. You thought to yourself, since Jasai's parents want to make a scene, I'll play along to the bitter end. Anyway, he was the one who started it. And since uncle and the rest aren't even in the country, you had no idea who the teacher actually notified, but nobody from your family was showing up. You muttered to yourself, do they seriously think nobody has my back? The moment Jasai's mom opened her mouth, she was completely passive-aggressive, her face full of absolute disdain. His dad let out a cold snort, looking at you like you were some stray kid. Just as you were about to talk back, an ice-cold voice came from the doorway. A stray kid? Everyone's eyes instantly snapped toward the door. A woman in a black trench coat walked in, holding an umbrella. Those obsidian eyes were incredibly sharp and radiant. Beneath the calm lay an unmistakable ruthlessness. Her striking features paired with that beautiful face gave her an overwhelmingly dominant aura. Big sis? You were caught between shock and joy. How could it be your oldest sister? You quickly ran over to her. Mu Yuqin's expression softened. She rubbed your head and asked in a low voice, did you get hurt? You shook your head. Your little face puffed up, full of grievance. Mu Yuqin's expression turned freezing cold in an instant. She raised her eyes, sweeping her gaze over the teacher and the two parents. She casually found a seat and sat down, radiating absolute boss energy. Speak, how are we handling this? The moment Ai Chu saw Mu Yuxian, she knew this woman was a big deal. Are you Mu Ji's older sister? Mu Yuxian didn't deny it, she simply stared coldly at Jasai's parents. Go ahead, what do you want? Jasai's parents were so crushed by her aura that they couldn't speak for a long while. Finally, his dad couldn't hold it in anymore. He accused you of beating his son until his joint was dislocated and bruised, yelling that boys shouldn't be acting so wild. We've pampered him since he was little. What if he gets a scar on his face? You have to give us an explanation. That's right, so young, yet so vicious. You even slapped my son across the face last time. He's definitely just jealous because our Jasai is so handsome and gets good grades. Jasai's mom quickly chimed in. You almost rolled your eyes right then and there. Talk about the guilty party playing the victim. Ai Chu looked a bit awkward too. After all, during the placement exams, you left the second-place student in the dust. By dozens of points to take first place in the grade. You were the only one to score 650. Mu Yuxian glanced back at you and said coolly, you still went too easy on them. The last guy ended up lying in a hospital bed for a whole month. Your own sister really does know you best. You chuckled to yourself. Even though you didn't act like a spoiled rich kid, you always knew your limits. He knows judo and taekwondo, as long as you don't mess with him first. He would never be the first to throw a punch. You were almost cracked up by your sister's speech. After all, a guy has to think about his future happiness. You can't just solve everything with brute force. What kind of family values are those? You clearly have no manners. Jasai's dad was so furious at the two of you that he was at a loss for words. Bam! Mu Yuxian slammed the table and stood up. The freezing aura around her made him shut up instantly. Mu Yuxian continued, manners? Your son getting a bunch of thugs to gang up on my brother, is that your idea of manners? And now you have the nerve to point fingers at a 16-year-old boy? What kind of twisted logic is that? Do we need to call the cops and let them handle it? Mu Yuxian's eyes were as cold as ice. She pulled out a checkbook and slammed it onto the table. You just want money, right? Here it is. Keep the change for your medical bills. Though you really should go to the hospital and get your heads checked first. The check slapped down right in front of Jasai's parents. They stared at it closely. 500,000, such a massive amount of money. They were completely dumbfounded. They had planned to use this chance to extort you, but were totally intimidated instead. Before this, Jasai would always complain about how annoying you were. But seeing someone casually throw away 500,000, this was clearly no ordinary family. Seeing this, I Chu assumed the matter was settled. Well, I suppose no one has any objections now, right? Does this work for you, Jasai's parents? But they were still staring blankly at the check. They were completely thrown off balance. They wanted to show you who was boss, but got completely wrecked instead. Seeing that things were settled on that end, it was time for your sister to settle her own score. Mu Yuxian sat back down. Under everyone's curious gazes, her tone was terrifyingly calm. Now, regarding the emotional distress my brother suffered, as well as the damage to his reputation from all those malicious rumors at school recently. Mu Yuxian pulled you close to her as she spoke. Let me see your hands. You panicked a little. The scrapes on your hands hadn't healed yet, and your knees were still wrapped in bandages. But unable to resist your sister's intimidating glare, you obediently opened your hands. Your palms were covered in torn skin and dark bruises. Mu Yuxian took it all in, and her eyes instantly grew several degrees colder. She shot a freezing glare at Zhuang Bai's parents. My brother's entire body is fully insured right down to the very last strand of hair. The emotional distress, the damage to his reputation, plus these injuries on his hands. And from what I know, his knees are hurt even worse. If you don't believe me, we can go to the hospital for a medical exam. And you'll be paying for that, too. I'd estimate the total to be around 2 million. Jasai's parents couldn't sit still anymore. Isn't this just daylight robbery? Mu Yuxian's expression remained utterly ruthless. Who's the one crossing the line here? Weren't you guys the ones who started this mess? She stood up and made her stance crystal clear. Mu Zhe is the absolute treasure of our family. He's never suffered a single injustice since the day he was born. Since you had the nerve to lay a finger on him, then we'll play this game to the bitter end. After saying that, Mu Yuxian turned to look at you. Pack your things. We're going home. You nodded eagerly and quickly got your homeroom teacher to sign your leave request. Going home early for the National Day holiday. Just then, Mei Liangxin asked with concern. Are you sure you're okay? Just go home and rest up. You smiled and replied, I'm making my escape first. As you left, the whole class stared at you with total envy. Your sister was still waiting for you by the office door. You immediately ran over, clung to her arm, and whined, how come you're the one who came? Where are mom and dad? Mu Yuxian stared at you, feeling both helpless and heartbroken. You really did the Mu family proud, didn't you? We've protected you your whole life, terrified of you getting even a tiny scratch. Yet somehow, all this ridiculous trouble always finds its way to your doorstep. You intentionally pouted your lips. Ah, don't be mad, sis. I really did miss you guys. Mu Yuxian couldn't help but playfully tap your nose. You are definitely in for a serious lecture this time. Mom and dad are both waiting for you at home. I can't protect you from the fallout of all those bruises. You're on your own with this one. Before she could even finish, a familiar voice drifted over from the corner of the stairwell. Lu Rian glanced up, her eyes sweeping over you and your sister. You waved at her. Hey, Lu Rian, thanks for everything today. I'll treat you to dinner when I get back. Lu Rian's footsteps paused for a brief second. Then she gave a small nod, turned around, and walked away. The lingering smell of cigarette smoke in the air made you wrinkle your nose. You thought to yourself that you'd have to find a chance to talk her into quitting. Mu Yuxian took a long, hard look at Lu Rian, then walked on as she listened to your endless, excited chatter. The moment you arrived back at the Mu family home, Mom thoroughly inspected you from head to toe. Your injuries from the sports meet had barely healed, and now you had fresh scrapes all over your hands and knees. She was terrified they would leave permanent scars. Seeing the incredibly dark expression on your mom's face, you immediately activated your shameless whining mode. Mommy, please don't be mad. Getting angry will only give you wrinkles. I know I was wrong to hide my injuries from you guys. Mom looked at you with utter helplessness. She took a deep breath and said, You really haven't changed a bit since you were little. As for all this messy business of yours, you better explain it all clearly to your dad later. Seeing his precious baby boy getting bullied like this, your dad is going to absolutely explode. I wouldn't be surprised if he forces you to transfer schools tonight. Transfer schools? You completely blew up the moment you heard that. You fiercely objected. You had finally managed to make some real friends. There was no way you were leaving Ningcheng. You were absolutely not transferring. Mom, this was seriously just an accident. Besides, I can hold my own in a fight. I just didn't expect high schoolers these days to be so incredibly scheming. I promise it won't happen again. Seeing that you had changed into a pair of casual sweatpants, Mom couldn't help but chuckle. Save all those excuses for your dad. First, let me see your wounds. You obediently rolled up your pant leg. The massive, dark bruises on your knees were truly shocking to look at. Mom said she was going to dig out your great-grandmother's old scar-healing ointment. As she nervously muttered about what to do if they scarred, your mind was completely consumed with figuring out how to convince your dad to drop the transfer idea. At dinner that evening, Mu Yangchang didn't say a single word. With a stone-cold expression, he only called Mu Yuxian into his study. Looks like they're really gonna make you transfer schools. Mu Yulu gloated, staring at the half-eaten bowl of rice in front of you. You glared at him fiercely. This brat always loved kicking someone when they were down. You instantly pouted, looking up at Mom with big, teary puppy dog eyes. Mom and Mu Yulu exchanged a glance, the exact same thought popping into their heads. Our little drama queen is at it again. Stop crying. Save those tears for your dad. Let's see what kind of show you put on for him. Mu Yulu had been stealing your thunder since you were kids. You were so mad that you forced your tears right back. Meanwhile, in the study, Dad asked about what had happened. Mu Yuxian gave a quick rundown of the situation. Deep down, Mu Yangchang really didn't want you to transfer schools either. He understood your stubborn temper better than anyone. You were exactly like your mom. It was your own choice to come to North City in the first place, but now that you'd been wronged. What kind of parent wouldn't stand up for their kid? Even so, he decided to wait for you to come and talk to him yourself. Go check on her first. Mu Yuxian walked out holding a stack of documents. But the moment she stepped out, you dragged her into the next room, grabbing her tight by the wrist. Blinking your big, innocent eyes, you asked, "What did Dad actually say?" Mu Yuxian knew exactly what you were thinking without even asking, and gently patted your head. She just gave you a 4-word warning. You are on your own. Oh my gosh, even my own sister is saying this. The corners of your mouth dropped, your face screaming pure misery. But instead of comforting you, Mu Yuxian just smirked. Dad is waiting for you to go to him yourself. Let's see if you can talk him into it. Sure enough, being the little drama queen you are, your tears vanished in an absolute instant. You shoved your older sister right out the door, shouting from the inside. Thanks, sis. Love you. Mu Yuxian stared at the completely shut door, with a helpless yet doting smile. The next day, Mu Yulu wandered downstairs, his eyes heavy with sleep, and unexpectedly caught sight of a figure. He rubbed his eyes, thinking he was seeing things. Thinking he must still be dreaming, he rubbed his eyes again. And glanced at the clock in the living room. Well, pigs must be flying. That person was actually you, Mu Zhe. He sat down at the dining table, looking absolutely shell-shocked. He poured himself a glass of warm water. Right then, Mu Yuxian put down her book, confirming that his eyes weren't playing tricks on him. Still looking completely bewildered, Mu Yulu turned and walked into the kitchen. Are you sure you're not sleepwalking? He casually grabbed a crispy fried dough stick. That's the stuff. It's from the most popular breakfast joint in Ning City. You usually have to wait in a massive line for these. You reached out and slapped the fried dough stick right out of Mu Yulu's hand. Hey, hands off. Those are for Mom, Dad, and Sis. None for you. You plated the very last fried egg. And carried the food out, setting the plates down in front of your dad and sister. Your mom smiled as she took her portion, too. You stared at Mu Yangchang, your eyes shining with anticipation. Dad, quick, try my cooking. Mu Yangchang took off his glasses and set aside his newspaper. He took a bite. Not bad. You pushed the fried dough sticks and soup dumplings right in front of him. Try these, too. I got up super early today just to wait in line for them. But Mu Yangchang wasn't in any rush to eat. Gently tapping your nose, he asked, do you really hate the idea of transferring schools that much? You nodded vigorously. I really don't want to, Dad. I used to skip grades all the time, so I never really had many friends around me. I finally managed to make a few friends here in Beicheng. I don't want it all to end before it even really begins. Just let me actually experience 2 years of normal high school life, please? I promise I won't cause any more trouble. Otherwise, you can punish me however you want. Mu Yangchang had already talked it over with Mom last night. Since our boy likes it here, let's just let him be. The kid's growing up. He has to learn to be independent eventually. I agreed with your mom yesterday. We'll do it your way. Are you gonna dare try something like this again? Mom asked with a smile. You quickly untied your apron, leaned in, and gave Mom a big kiss on the cheek. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Hee hee. A kiss for Mom counts as a kiss for Dad too. You guys take your time eating. I'm going back to catch up on my sleep. You yawned as you headed upstairs. I'm dead tired. Mom just laughed. Ha ha ha. The sun must be rising from the west today. It's a miracle our baby actually got up early. Must have been rough on him. Mu Yulu sat at the dining table, looking super gloomy. Don't I count as an elder too? I can't believe I didn't get a kiss. Mom pointed toward the kitchen. There are still some crab roe soup dumplings left in the steamer. Your little brother saved them just for you. Mu Yulu instantly bounced up from her chair and whipped the lid off the steamer. Inside was a full basket of soup dumplings. Well, at least this little drama king still has a bit of a conscience. I didn't spoil him for nothing. Only then did she happily start eating. By the time you woke up, it was already almost 1 o'clock. You groggily glanced at your phone. A message from Mew Mew Mew. I heard your sister is back in Ningcheng. You replied, yeah, she just got in yesterday. Mew 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 sent another message. Let's go hang out this afternoon. We can go get our hair dyed while we're at it. That's when it finally hit you. Tomorrow was only the first day of the National Day holiday. Your older sisters didn't live on campus, so they had all come home. You typed back a reply. Mew Mew Mew, bro. I still have classes this afternoon. I can't just sneak back early like you did. He replied instantly, then I'll just come pick you up after school today. You burst out laughing when you saw the message. Oh my god. A handsome guy coming to personally escort me? I'm so incredibly flattered. Xiao Mu is Mu Zhe. Stop messing around. Hurry up and get ready for your ride. What do you want to drink? I'll bring it to you. Mew Mew Mew. The usual. Xiao Mu is Mu Zhe. Okay. You got out of bed, did a quick wash up, and strolled downstairs to find something to eat. Mom was sunk deep into the sofa, leisurely scrolling on her tablet. She had recently transitioned to working behind the scenes, and became a producer. Seeing you coming down the stairs, she casually closed her tablet. Looking up, her eyes silently asked, what do you want to eat? You take a leisurely stroll around the kitchen. Mom, you'd better go back to the couch and chill. I'll just whip up a quick veggie salad to hold me over. Alright, you turn around, head into the kitchen, and chop up some veggies and tomatoes. You blanch some bright green broccoli while you're at it. Carrying this simple lunch, you sit down at the dining table, getting ready to scroll through your phone while you eat. Enjoying some time to slack off. The official verified account of Beicheng Foreign Studies University announces that the 21st sports meet has successfully concluded. You flip through the live photos, wanting to see what the vibe at your school was like. Senior Mew really carried the whole event this time, easily breaking the school's men's high jump record. It's just a pity he accidentally got injured later on, so he couldn't participate in the 400-meter dash. And I heard his injury might have actually been caused on purpose. Right then, the little Mew fan club group chat dings with a notification. Mei Liangxin pops up. Mew Zhe won an award today. You weren't there, so Sister Yan went up to accept it for you. Talk about VIP treatment. You mutter to yourself, what kind of magical group chat is this anyway? You curiously click open the member list and take a glance. Du Zitang, Mei Liangxin, Lu Rian, Xiao Ke, and Wu Mengmeng are actually all in here. Lu Rian's message is short and to the point. It was just on the way. You shoot back a reply. Well, thank you so much for your on the way. Mei Liangxin suggests again. Do you guys want to come out and hang together during the National Day holiday? Wu Mengmeng instantly replies with a single word. Pass. Mei Liangxin immediately tags her. Didn't ask you. Can you just mute your mic? Lu Rian directly tags my account. You reply straight away. I might take a trip to Beicheng tomorrow or the day after. Wu Mengmeng immediately chimes in. Take me with you. You reply. Brother Ri, my sister might go. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure. Xiao Ke stirs the pot. Then we definitely need to arrange a chance encounter and grab some juicy gossip. You glance at the group chat and don't bother responding to them anymore. You quickly shovel down a few bites of salad to fill your stomach. Mom, I'm heading out. I probably won't be back for dinner tonight. She replies, stay safe on the road. Your mom's parenting style towards me has always been pretty free range. You slip into a clean, crisp pair of white sneakers. Grabbing my precious camera on the way out. You plan to shoot a vlog during the holiday. Step 1 of the plan is to go get a new hair color. But first, I gotta grab a cup of milk tea to keep myself alive. After finishing the milk tea, you head straight for my alma mater, elite school. Well, if it isn't Mu Zhe. I haven't seen you in quite a while. The security uncle smiles so wide his eyes crinkle the moment he sees you. You also curl up the corners of your mouth, responding to him with a smile in your voice. Hey, Uncle Security, your reputation at elite school is quite something. Compared to Beicheng Foreign Studies, you really thrived over here. On one hand, it's because you yourself are very driven, plus your handsome looks and prominent family background. Not to mention your several older sisters, especially your eldest sister, Mu Yuxian. Even though she graduated 2 or 3 years ago, she's still an absolute legend at the elite academy. The kind of person the younger students still tell stories about. And then, there's your second oldest sister, Mu Yulu. A top-tier tech genius, and absolutely stunning to boot. There are countless guys lining up to be your brother-in-law. Even your godparents' kids are all incredibly talented. And every single one of these amazing people is somehow related to you. The friendly guard sighed. You know, you had it made here. Why on earth did you go all the way to North City for school? Man, when I first heard the news, I felt bad about it for days. You just curled your lips into a playful little smile. Just think of it as experiencing a different kind of life. The older guard had always had a soft spot for you, and he briskly opened the school gate for you as he spoke. Hurry up and head on in. His class won't be out for a little while. Then I'll just head inside and find a spot to wait for him. Oh, by the way, there are 3 orders of boba tea arriving soon. Could you do me a favor and sign for them, sir? One of those drinks is a little treat just for you. But the cup you were currently holding, well, that wasn't included. That cup was a special delivery for your best bro, Mazori. You strolled up to the sophomore classroom like you owned the place, peeking your head around the corner. The classroom was dead quiet. Looked like class was still in session. So, you leaned against the doorframe, minding your own business and scrolling through your phone. Xiao Zhe, hearing that familiar voice calling out, you snapped your head up. Sis, what are you doing here? Mu Yulu waved the application form in her hand. She explained, I need to use the lab after school today. So I came over to get this paperwork approved. Her gaze shifted to you. Waiting for Mazori? You nodded. Yeah, we're hanging out later. A flicker of worry crossed Mu Yulu's eyes. She softly warned, don't stay out too late, head home early, okay? You nodded obediently. I know. Oh, right, sis. I left a boba tea for you in the security room. Remember to grab it when you're done. She gave a soft letting you know she heard you. Right as you finished talking, the school bell echoed down the hallway. To avoid causing a massive scene, Mu Yulu gave you a look, signaling she had to bounce. She was in the sophomore elite class, which was in a totally different building. That building was pretty tucked away, which luckily kept a huge wave of unwanted suitors at bay. If she lingered around the main building, she'd definitely get mobbed by a massive crowd of fanboys. The second Mu Yulu vanished around the corner, Mazori's class finally let out. Xiao Zhe, Mazori had already packed his bag. He was the first one to bolt out of the room, throwing his arm around your shoulder and clamoring to see how you've been holding up lately. While talking, he pulled you back and gave you a thorough look from head to toe. He nodded in satisfaction. You're looking pretty good. Don't worry, your boba is right here. I already booked our appointment with Tony the stylist. So we can just head straight to the salon. Inside the salon. So, what bold new hair color are we tackling today? The stylist was an old buddy you'd known for years. You scrolled through the reference pics on your phone, then glanced up at the color swatches in front of you. Let's just go with a dark tea brown. I gotta keep it low-key. You got it, have a seat. I obediently sat down in the chair, setting up my camera right in front of me. Getting ready to record some footage. Xiao Zhe, are there a lot of pretty girls over at your university? Mazori sat next to you, keeping you company. He was also getting his hair trimmed by the assistant while he was at it. Pretty girls? Your finger paused slightly as you scrolled through TikTok. You thought for a moment. My deskmate barely counts as one, I guess. You added casually. Honestly, in a place like BY, Lu Rian's looks are absolutely top tier no matter where you put her. After all, we both grew up surrounded by drop-dead gorgeous people. So our standards for beauty have been ridiculously high for a long time. Mazori took a massive sip of his milk tea. You really can't pick any flaws with Lu Rian's face. But honestly, BY doesn't have nearly as many pretty girls as our school. It's not even on the same level, okay? Just think about it. Think about the kind of people gathered at our school. Just jog your memory a bit and you'll totally get it. True that. That place is packed with people who have maxed out their IQ, EQ, looks, and family backgrounds. By the way, are we heading to Beiji Island tomorrow or the day after? Mazori unlocked his phone and glanced at the weather forecast. Tomorrow, I think. It looks like it's going to rain the day after tomorrow, so it'd be a hassle to go out. The forecast says the weather for the next 2 days is pretty good. Perfect for going out and having some fun. A place like Beiji Island, if we end up going on a rainy day. That would be such a buzzkill. You opened an app on your phone, and swiftly bought 2 bullet train tickets to Beiji Island. While you were at it, you and Mazori booked a spot nearby where you could watch the sunrise. After getting your hair done, the two of you went out and stuffed your faces with a huge meal. By the time you strolled back home, it was almost 10 o'clock. You quietly slipped off your shoes, just as you were about to sneak upstairs to your room. A familiar voice rang out from behind you. Oh wow, coming home at 10 is actually early for you, huh? Your heart skipped a beat. You were startled so badly you practically jumped out of your skin. You whipped your head around, only to see Mu Yulu lounging lazily on the sofa. She was sitting cross-legged, with a laptop resting on her knees, her slender fingers clacking away on the keyboard. Why aren't you in bed at this hour? Sitting out here in the dark acting like a ghost. Who are you trying to scare? Mu Yulu's voice carried a hint of amusement. You're the ghost. I was just about to head to my room. You never expected to hear anything nice out of your own sister's mouth anyway. Oh, by the way, Brother Ri and I are heading to Beiji Island tomorrow. You wanna come? Mu Yulu's hands stopped typing for a second. She closed her laptop and stood up. She paused for a moment before saying, you guys just go ahead and have a good time tomorrow. I've actually got a computer science competition to deal with. Let's wait until the tail end of the National Day holiday, and then our whole family can go on a proper trip together. I know Dad and our oldest sister are swamped these days anyway. Alright then, whatever you say, sis. Get some rest soon. Good night. The only response you got was the soft click of her bedroom door closing. The next day, you were rudely awakened by your alarm clock. Your head still felt a bit heavy. You rubbed your freshly styled short hair, and stumbled blindly into the bathroom with your eyes closed, sleepily splashing some water on your face. Ri-jae, I'm awake. Getting ready to head out. I just woke up too. You step into the walk-in closet and scan through the dazzling array of clothes. You pick out a white shirt and pair it with light-colored jeans. Then you quickly style your hair in front of the mirror and casually slip on a pair of gold-rimmed glasses. You look at your sharp hairstyle in the mirror, along with the simple necklace around your neck. And you can't help but smile at your reflection. Today is gonna be another energetic day. You drag your little suitcase downstairs. Where are you off to have fun? Mom spots you right as she sits down. You just go ahead and pour yourself a glass of warm water. Then plop down right next to your oldest sister, Mu Yuxian. Going to Arctic Island for a few days. I'll be back soon. I got home way too late last night, so I didn't have time to tell you guys. Mu Yuxian glances up at the time on her phone. I actually need to go to the airport today and the train station is right on the way. So I figured I might as well just drop you two off. That's awesome. It's been forever since I rode in your car, sis. Thinking back, she used to drop you off at school all the time. You pick up a steamed bun and take a bite. Wait a minute, sis said she's going to the airport. The number of people she'd personally go pick up, you could count on one hand, right? Something's fishy. Who exactly is she picking up at the airport today? Mu Yuxian wipes her mouth with a napkin, and her gentle voice comes through, slow and steady. But that expression, well, it's not like you can press her for details. Besides, if anything major happens in the family, they'll definitely tell us eventually. Ri-jae, are you ready yet? I'm about to head out. I'll wait right downstairs at your place. Got it. I'm putting on my shoes right now. My sister said she'll drive us there. Copy that. I'm heading down now. You put down your phone, and down the last gulp of milk in your glass. Sis, let's hit the road. If we dawdle any longer, we're gonna miss the train. Mom, I'm heading out. Bye. See you in 2 days. Mu Yuxian drives you and Mazori all the way to the train station. The two of you dash into the train car right at the last second. You finally made it. You let out a massive sigh of relief, unlock your phone, and get ready to scroll through Weibo for a bit. Only to find out that the Weibo trending list has completely blown up. The trending hashtag is, #Bai Yuntao returns home. I tap on it, full of curiosity. Isn't this my buddy Bai Yuntao? It's definitely him. He's the younger brother of your sister's old classmate. You guys have even met a few times in the past. But the trending topic says, recently, boyband leader Bai Yuntao was forced to terminate his contract and return home. Rumor has it he has to pay a massive, astronomical penalty fee. Little Jay, you're looking at Taotao's trending news too? Do you know him? Of course I do. Mazori is an absolute, die-hard fanboy. He knows the drama in the K-pop scene like the back of his hand. How could Mazori not be familiar with him? Back then, he was practically a boy genius who came out of nowhere. With his sheer talent on full display, everyone who watched him was totally convinced. Later, when he joined that boyband to debut, he was immediately chosen as the center and the leader. His professional skills are absolutely top tier, but lately, he's been getting completely trashed by haters in the K-pop scene. And then his agency dropped him at lightning speed. Now he's drowning in a massive pile of breach of contract penalty fees. Regardless, in the idol world, his influence is absolutely top tier. You're completely dumbfounded just listening to this. So your sister going to the airport this time. She couldn't be picking up Bai Yuntao, could she? The more you think about it, the more absurd it seems. Whatever, let's not overthink it. I'll interrogate her properly when I get back. On the bullet train, you dozed off for a bit. By the time you opened your eyes, the train was already pulling into the station. You two crashed straight into your booked homestay. tossed your suitcases onto the floor, and immediately hopped on a boat to explore the little island nearby. With the ocean breeze hitting your face, you felt incredibly free and relaxed. Xiao Zhe, a familiar voice suddenly pierced through, shattering the peaceful vibe. You whipped your head around toward the sound. Holy crap, what the hell are these guys doing here? Mei Liangxin and Wu Mengmeng came jogging right up to you. What a crazy coincidence, right? Oh, give me a break. Why were you asking my sister about me? Your delicate eyebrows instantly scrunched together in a frown. Seeing your aggressive tone, she immediately chickened out. It's mostly because we haven't seen our handsome Ma in forever. Ma Zori had just finished taking pictures and walked over. He walked in just in time to hear that exact line. Hey, you little brat. Are you trying to use me as a shield? Do I look like a pushover to you? Mei Liangxin was laughing so hard her stomach cramped up, watching Wu Mengmeng get completely roasted in front of us. Mr. Mew, it really has been a long time. Lu Rian was standing right behind them, a faint, almost unnoticeable tremor hiding in her voice. Long time no see, my foot. It's literally just been 1 day since I saw you. It was Ma Zori's first time seeing Lu Rian, and he got so excited he practically crushed your arm. She's insanely gorgeous. It's that fierce, cool, and stunning kind of beauty. Bro, save me. Xiao Zhe, you've gotta introduce me right now. Lu Rian's bright eyes were staring straight at you, and before you could even get a word out, she spoke first. I'm Xiao Ji's student, and also his desk mate. So you're the gorgeous BY beauty Xiao Zhe keeps talking about? Ma Zori blurted that out the second he heard the word deskmate, completely robbing you of the chance to interject. You let out a super awkward, quiet little cough. Your entire face was already burning red. What the hell is wrong with my best friend? Why does he just spew literally everything? A wicked little smirk crept onto Lu Rian's delicate, flawless face. A stunning BY beauty, huh? Looks like Mr. Mew really thinks highly of me. You know, Xiao Zhe, you aren't wearing much today either. So why is your face so red? Is the weather just a little too hot for you? Ma Zori actually took the time to look you up and down. I mean, I think what he's wearing today is pretty cool and comfortable. Ma Zori, I am begging you, please just shut the hell up. In that exact moment, you genuinely wanted to grab him and chuck him straight into the ocean. You were dying of embarrassment. As expected, Mu's buddy is also a total stud. Mei Liangxin chimed in with an idea. How about the few of us take these two handsome younger brothers and go for a walk around the island? It's the perfect chance for everyone to get to know each other. Xiao Kie, who was standing right next to Lu Rian, shot a quick glance over at you guys. Lu Rian flashed you a soft, lingering smile. Sure, alright, handsome boys, let's get moving. Hey, are you guys trying to kidnap my handsome Ma from me? Wait for me, Wu Mengmeng yelled as she quickly chased after them. On the empty deck, suddenly it was just you and Lu Rian left, staring at each other in awkward silence. Since everyone else had already left, you pretended nothing was going on and looked down at your phone. A pair of perfectly clean white sneakers suddenly caught your eye. You snapped your head up and smacked your forehead right into Lu Rian's chin. You let out a painful yelp. You quickly grabbed the top of your head. What the heck are you doing? Did you really have to sneak up so close just to scare me? Lu Rian reached out with her long, slender fingers. She gently pulled your hands away and then softly placed her hand on your head, rubbing it for you. You dyed your hair. She grabbed your hand and turned it over. The scrape on your palm had already started to scab. Looks like it's almost healed. Yeah, it's healing up nicely. You pressed your lips together, staying completely silent. As you forcefully pulled your hand back. The monthly exams are coming up right after we get back. I hope your literature and English grades improve a bit more, or else Teacher Mew here is gonna be out of a job. Lu Rian's voice drifted over, incredibly soft and gentle. Don't worry, I definitely won't embarrass Teacher Mew. You ignored her completely, and turned around to catch up with the others. The whole group of you ate, drank, and partied super hard. Right before leaving, everyone took a huge group photo together. Mei Liangxin even made a special post on her feed to show off. The caption read, "A day out with my dream guy," along with one of the pictures. Wu Mengmeng commented, "What about me? Am I not a total goddess?" Old Du commented, "Our boy Mu Zhe is looking way too handsome. You guys definitely have to bring me next time." Lele and Chi Chi chimed in. "Damn, I can't believe you guys went out without us. That is so messed up." Ma Zori commented, "You better take good care of your dream guy." Aside from those comments from your close friends, there were a few other messages too. Holy crap, how is Mei Liangxin so lucky? Not gonna lie, Mu Zhe looks so much cooler with his hair dyed. The guy next to him is super hot too. I guess good-looking guys really do hang out together. Sister Yan, you were way too fabulous. Later that night, Ma Zori and I headed back to the bed and breakfast. After we both washed up, we sat side by side out on the balcony. It was completely open to the night sky. The stars were so gorgeous you couldn't even look away. So, how far along are you and the gorgeous Lu Rian? Mazori leaned back in his chair, putting on a men's face mask. He casually threw the question at you. What do you mean, how far along? You're talking nonsense again. There is absolutely nothing going on between us. Mazori didn't even wait for you to explain, he just kept right on talking. I've heard all the rumors. Sister Yan, her track record is anything but ordinary. You thought about it for a moment. When it came to all the stories about Lu Rian, over the past month, Wu Mengmeng, Du Zitang, and even Mei Liangxin had already given you the full rundown. The kind of person she was, truly was anything but ordinary. Mazori saw that you weren't reacting at all. He angrily nudged you with his elbow. Don't play dumb with me. Xiao Zhe, can't you really tell that Sister Yan treats you differently? Growing up, you've chased all kinds of girls, from ordinary ones to the incredibly outstanding ones. You've seen it all, and honestly, you've met pretty much every type out there. So when it comes to this kind of stuff, you should have figured it out a long time ago. You fell into a long, quiet silence, your lips pressed tightly together. Brother Ri, you actually know exactly what my situation has been like these past 2 years. After 2 years, she and I probably won't ever cross paths again. One is a wealthy young lady tied to the northern city's underworld, with an incredibly complex family background. The other is a young master from a prominent family in Ning City, whose family has been in business for generations. The two of us are just like two parallel lines that will never intersect. If it weren't for these past 2 years, we would never have even met. Mazori fell silent as well, and didn't say another word. For people like you two, your backgrounds really dictate so much of the paths you have to take in the future. You stared at your finger, tracing endless circles on the railing. And finally spoke up again. Lu Rian is, actually, she's truly amazing. It's just a pity, she and I are destined to belong to completely different worlds. Mazori let out a soft sigh, not saying another word. The two of you had a long, deep heart-to-heart talk, bathed in the starlight filling the sky. Gradually getting sleepy, you drifted into a deep slumber. The next day, you and Mazori finished touring the remaining scenic spots. Then you headed straight back to Ning City. For the remaining days of the National Day holiday, you basically acted like a total couch potato, just lounging in bed for 2 days. After that, the whole family went to some village at the foot of the northern mountains, for a little getaway. You took advantage of the last bit of the National Day holiday to edit all the video footage from the past few days. Then, you uploaded it to your Weibo. This video is a bit on the long side, haha. Take your time watching it, my lovelies. The comment section blew up in no time. This video length is seriously doing me a solid. I feel like I just watched a whole travel variety show. And that back profile at the very end. Is that Xiao Ji's older sister? She looks so incredibly badass, I'm literally crying. I can't believe I didn't run into Xiao Zhe at Arctic Island. What a bummer. Xiao Ji's looks are absolutely unmatched. And his voice is so dreamy, I'm sobbing. You scrolled through the comment section and casually picked a few to reply to. Unexpectedly, you stumbled upon another comment from that user named Xiao Ji's baby. Xiao Ji's baby, hubby, you're so handsome it makes me want to cry. Kisses. You replied to her, you're throwing the word hubby around way too much. My future girlfriend is going to get jealous. Xiao Ji's baby replied. She said she wouldn't mind. Holy crap, this girl is seriously shameless. You casually scrolled through a few more direct messages, and then went to bed early. After all, you had to catch the early bus back to school tomorrow. Once the National Day holiday ended and you got back to campus, it was obvious that way more people were staring at you along the way than before. You couldn't help but walk faster and faster. The moment you walked into the classroom, you found a seat and sat down. Du Zitang was already there in the classroom. Whoa, Xiao Zhe, you actually haven't dyed your hair back yet? You subconsciously touched your own hair. It's fine, really, it's not too flashy. Du Zitang flashed you a thumbs up. Seriously handsome. Indoors, it looked no different from black hair. You glanced at the empty seat beside you. You didn't say a word. She was always the type to show up at the very last second. But today, the bell had already rung. Mei Liangxin and Xiao Ke came rushing in, completely out of breath. But there was absolutely no sign of Lu Rian. Just as you were about to ask Mei Liangxin where she was, the homeroom teacher walked right in. Looks like everyone had a great time over the National Day break, huh? But playtime is over. From now on, you all need to get your heads back in the game. Focus on your studies. I don't want to see any slacking off. Saying that, he pinned the October schedule right onto the bulletin board. This month's exams will start exactly on time tomorrow night. Make sure you're all prepared in advance. As for the exam room assignments, Mu Zhe, drop by my office later to pick them up, and post them up here. You gave a half-hearted, distracted reply. This language class felt longer than it ever had before. The second the dismissal bell rang, and Mr. Yao barely had one foot out the door, you immediately tapped Mei Liangxin on the shoulder. Where's Lu Rian? Mei Liangxin turned around, looking like he was struggling to find the right words. Something kind of happened to her. What? Your heart instantly sank. Mei Liangxin quickly waved his hands around. No, it's not what you're thinking. Sister Yan got into a fight a little while ago, and she got hauled into the police station. He specifically slid over into Lu Rian's empty seat, dropping his voice to a whisper. Her family just managed to bail her out last week. The school told her to stay home for a couple of days. Like a suspension to reflect on her actions, I guess. Your expression instantly darkened. It took you a long moment to finally calm down. A fight? What the hell actually happened? Watching Mei Liangxin stammer nervously through his words was giving you a massive headache. Stop beating around the bush. Just spit it out. Sigh. Look, you were bound to find out sooner or later anyway. Do you remember that guy, Lu Yang? The one hanging around with Lin Qing's crew last time? How could anyone forget a jerk like that? You gave a nod, though your heart was starting to pound with anxiety. Well, the very next night after he split up with you, a few of us went out to a bar, and we ended up running right into their gang. They were completely wasted. Sister Yan had honestly only taken a sip or two of her drink. And then that punk Lu Yang started trying to pick a fight. He opened his big mouth and said that you looked like a pretty little boy toy and that she should introduce you to his sisters. He kept running his mouth, saying good sisters should share the wealth, and that everyone should get a turn playing with the handsome guy. Anyway, the absolute garbage coming out of his mouth just kept getting worse. Sister Yan completely lost it. She straight up attacked them and beat the crap out of that whole group. That Lu Yang, and the guys who cornered you last time? They got it the absolute worst. They're actually still lying in the hospital right now, and those cowardly bastards pinned the whole thing entirely on Sister Yan. So she got dragged straight down to the station. While Mei Liangxin was explaining all of this, you could still hear the furious anger simmering in his voice. Lu Yang and his crew seriously deserved to get their asses kicked. Her family had to pull some major strings just to get her out on bail. Otherwise, with her past record, plus this whole mess, she'd definitely be locked up for a good while. You just gave a slow, expressionless nod, telling Mei Liangxin to head back to his seat. Then, you turned around and made your way toward the teacher's office. You knocked on the office door and called out, "May I come in?" Mr. Yao handed you a few forms, taking a quick glance at your hair. Technically, the school doesn't allow dyed hair, but Mr. Yao had a faint smile on his face. It's fine, you've got good grades. It doesn't affect your studies. As long as you don't fall behind, it's alright. Besides, it's not that noticeable. For the first time in your life, you forced a smile. Your mind was still completely preoccupied with what Mei Liangxin had just told you. Mr. Yao, I want to ask you something. Lu Rian, when is she coming back? She'll probably miss the chemistry exam tomorrow night. You nodded absent-mindedly, then turned around and headed back to the classroom. When lunchtime rolled around, you took advantage of everyone taking their afternoon nap, and slipped up to the study room on the top floor by yourself to give your aunt a call. Xiao Zhe, what's wrong? You bit your lip. Auntie, could you do me a favor? Oh, come on, we're family. No need to be so formal. A classmate of mine got dragged into a fight because of me. She's been locked up for a few days, and I don't know if this is going to leave a mark on her record. Could you look into it for me? A fight, huh? Aunt Bao Ju immediately caught on to the situation. Where did this happen? And what's her name? She's a student at Beicheng Foreign Languages School. Her name is Lu Rian. Your heart sank further with every word you spoke. After all, Lu Rian was only locked up because of me. If she really ended up with a criminal record, it would completely ruin her future. Alright, I'll get back to you in a bit. Don't overthink it. Your aunt's got this. Don't worry. During the second study period in the afternoon, you finally got a reply from your aunt. I looked into it for you. Her family has connections, so they bailed her out a while ago. There won't be anything on her record for this, but she actually does have a previous record. I asked the officers handling the case, and they said it was a huge deal back then. Some guy got beaten into a vegetative state. There's no way to completely erase that from her record. Xiao Zhe, you really need to be careful out there. If you ask me, this classmate of yours is not to be messed with. Thanks a lot, Auntie. Please, you can't tell my parents about this. Bao Ju simply replied, got it. After hanging up, you immediately tracked down Mei Liangxin for Lu Rian's address. She looked totally confused at first, but you kept your cool and explained, Mr. Yao gave me some materials to drop off for her. I'll fill her in on the exam while I'm at it. Hearing this, Mei Liangxin didn't press any further, and just sent you the address right away. The moment the final bell rang, you grabbed your bag and bolted out the door. Once you hopped into a cab, you shot a text to Wu Mingming, head home without me today. Something came up, so I'll be back late. Wu Mingming replied with an exasperated text, I've been waiting forever for you. Be careful on the road and don't stay out too late. You got out of the car at the entrance of a residential complex. The elevator took you straight up to the 15th floor. I stepped out of the elevator and found room 1501. You stood at the door for quite a while, just as you were about to reach out and ring the doorbell. The door suddenly opened from the inside. You froze completely right there on the spot. You awkwardly pulled your hand back. What are you stuttering for? Lu Rian was wearing loose, white loungewear, her hair looking a bit messy. But it gave off this beautifully lazy vibe. If I hadn't opened the door, you probably would have stood there until dark without making a peep. She stepped aside. Come on in. Lu Rian handed you a pair of slippers. They were pretty big, clearly a spare pair of men's slippers. You walked in and sat right down on the sofa, noticing how simply and cleanly she kept the place. Lu Rian poured a glass of water and set it down in front of you. Teacher Mew, have some water. You gave a gentle nod. Taking the glass and taking a tiny sip, Lu Rian leaned against the table with her arms crossed. Mei Liangxin said Teacher Yao had something for me. You dug a pink sticky note out of your bag. Your exam rooms and seat numbers for all your subjects are right on here. Lu Rian reached out to take it, her fingertips casually brushing against the back of your hand. Specially handwritten by Teacher Mew, and even hand-delivered right to my door. I'll have to keep this extremely safe. You silently took another sip of water, but the very next second you heard her add, "You're so good to me, teacher." You choked on your water before you could even swallow, coughing violently a few times. You quickly grabbed the tissue Lu Rian handed you, looking up with your cheeks completely flushed. Seriously, who could ever control Lu Rian's mouth? She just loves teasing me. You gently patted your chest. If I treat you well, and you end up bombing the exams, just don't tell anyone I'm your teacher. The room suddenly fell dead silent again. You stood up. Well, since I've dropped off the message, I think I'll head back now. Xiao Zhe. Lu Rian suddenly reached out and grabbed your wrist. It startled you so much that your mind went a bit blank. That was the very first time she had ever called me Xiao Zhe. Aren't you curious? Don't you want to ask me what's actually going on? You gently pulled your wrist out of her grasp, not even daring to look her in the eye. Mei Liangxin already told me everything. You paused for a moment. Thank you. I'm not talking about what happened this time, she said. I'm talking about the real reason I took a leave of absence and got held back a year. You turned your head, meeting Lu Rian's gaze. Inside those deep eyes of hers, it felt like there were so many hidden stories nobody knew about. If you want to talk about it, I'm all ears. But if you don't want to, I absolutely won't force you. Lu Rian gently pulled you back down onto the sofa. Her voice dropped a bit lower. There are some things I only want to tell you myself. In that moment, Lu Rian dropped the cold, arrogant front she always wore at school. She just looked like a fragile, yet incredibly stubborn girl. When that woman showed up, it made my mom's depression so much worse. In the end, she took her own life, and left me behind forever. And that bastard son of hers is just as utterly obnoxious as his mother. He came into our house, acting like he owned the place, constantly provoking me. And then, it happened. I beat that guy into a coma. No matter how much I regret it now, it doesn't change a thing. You reach out, and gently cover Lu Rian's mouth. You don't have to say anymore. You can hear the forced coldness in her voice. But the emotion in her eyes is impossible to hide. It turns out, Lu Rian has been through so much pain, too. Lu Rian, you have us by your side now. Lu Rian looks up, her gaze meeting your gentle eyes. It's as if a ray of light suddenly pierces through the darkness in her heart. The two of you stare into each other's eyes for a long time, until a ringing phone abruptly shatters the tender moment. What is it? You answer the call. Your dad and your eldest sister are worried about your safety coming home this late. Uncle Zhang is already downstairs waiting to pick you up. Mu Yulu's voice comes through the receiver.